I've got a good way to start this. Hold on, let me just... Did you hear that? Did that come through the mic? Hello?
Oh hey, yeah, I did hear that. That was really cool.
That was me popping a drink open. That was just a big pop.
I like I like your new little thingy.
Yeah. That was I have a buddy of mine make it in GIMP in like 20 minutes. And then this is what I use for the thumbnails, but then I thought, I'll just put my face in there too cuz people were mad at me that they were that I was just doing it with my desktop, which is understandable. And then
We
one
should
day...
at some point in the future see how you get my face in there as well.
Yep, nope, yep, for sure. Also, it's episode 4 of the Big Brain Podcast. You fucking idiot.
Big brains.
Huge omega brains.
I just can't contain all this brain.
That's what I remember. I was watching him make the logo too not too long ago. With the big brain as the words, and then the it's like in a jar, like floating around. I think that's pretty neat. Took a lot of fucking effort on his part, but I'm glad he did it.
I do like the logo. It's got that it's got a weird Psychonauts feel to it.
It does. That's an interesting thing as well. Speaking of Psychonauts, I paid a lot of money for something Psychonauts related.
Oh.
Actually, I paid a chunk of money, not a huge chunk, but a chunk of money to get a the vinyl LP of the soundtrack, specifically the as if staring into my soul, knowing. I paid a good chunk of money for the Psychonauts OST on vinyl, but not just any version of the vinyl. I spent the extra few bucks. A few bucks is more than you'd like to think, for the special limited edition PAX edition, aka it was only sold at PAX like 2016, and there was only like 500 copies, and I have one of those copies now.
Please stop, I can only get so erect.
So that is in the mail. Also, I'm making, if I have a vinyl that came in or anything interesting that I bought, I am doing a segment at the end of every podcast now to show that off.
Oh, okay.
Because I think people enjoyed that, me freaking out about that. So.
I think they did too.
That was fun. Okay. So, for actual shit this week.
Wait, we gotta do what did you do this week?
Oh, that's right. Fuck.
We can't jump immediately into the big news. We gotta make people wait for it.
Yeah, you gotta get them at least a little. You gotta get the viewer numbers up, right? You can't have them. Can't be having them watch for a minute. You gotta get at least part of the way in.
We'll mention it right at the end for like 30 seconds.
Yeah, we'll name it that, and then we'll mention it at the end. There you go. Okay. This week, I didn't do much. Not gonna lie. I streamed Apex. I was actually... Scratch that. I was playing High Hell. Again. And it's fucking fun. And I need to get second place. Because I'm tired of third place, okay?
I have been anxiously watching your clips, waiting for the one titled "We Hit World Record."
I don't need to watch the stream. Just look at the clips. Just keep refreshing the clip.
I know it'll get clipped, man.
Yeah, it'll get clipped. But then you got to see the whole run, though. That's the best fucking part.
That's very true.
The whole fucking run. Goddamn.
Yeah, but also I don't want to watch your streams in bed. What would the girlfriend think?
That's a good point, actually. I was thinking you were dissing me because I watch most of my streams in bed, but that might just be me. I like to. I do lay in bed and stare at my phone for like a solid 2 hours.
Same, and then I like pass out at some point.
Yeah, and then I wake up like strangling myself with the fucking earbuds, and I'm like, oh god, stop.
Oh, dude, like I don't remember the last. Like it's so rare to go to bed, and me like. I don't think I ever wake up and immediately it isn't shit. Where's my phone?
Yeah, literally. And then sometimes it's like vibrating, and I'll be like, fuck, what did I miss? And I have to like try to get my eyes to actually focus on something within like the first 30 seconds of waking up. And I'm like, oh god, what is that? What is that tweet? And I have to like...
Yeah, it's so what's your morning ritual? Mine's I get some muesli or some porridge, and I have some orange juice, maybe go for a jog. Mine's, what the fuck is that noise? Clamoring around for my phone. And then briefly checking Twitter, Discord, YouTube, everything to try and catch up on what I missed.
Exactly. Fuck. I set an alarm on when I have to go to work. I set an alarm on my phone and then on my actual alarm clock because I'll wake up to the phone one, look at my phone, and then be like, ooh, Twitch, and then like open up a Twitch stream, start watching that, and then fall asleep again, and then I wake up to my actual alarm clock, stand up, and turn it off, and be like, fuck.
Alarms have lost their effectiveness on me because the amount of times that I have woken up to my alarm on my phone. That's why I don't. That's why my alarm is fully expecting my girlfriend to shout, "You don't have an alarm on your phone." But this is the reason why, because I think for a week straight, this is when I gave up. The alarm went off, and in my sleep, I picked it up and turned it off.
Just move it around the room. Put it on the other side of the room. Turn the volume up way high.
I don't think it'll wake me up then.
Fuck, dude. I think alarm clocks have increased their effectiveness on me, because every time, like, you know, the start of movies where they're like dreaming or there's like some event, and then the movie starts with the and then they like hit the off button. When I hear that sound go off, I start like getting incredibly scared, like, oh fuck, I have to go to work. Oh god, oh no. And then I'm like, oh wait, it's Saturday. Shit.
Like, you should never set your favorite song as your alarm because you'll associate it with shit.
Yeah, exactly. But I still have the.
I used to work at a takeaway, right? Forever ago, back in college, I used to work at a takeaway. And I still have moments where I'll be sat at my desk and I'll hear the machine printing a takeaway receipt.
Oh
and
no!
I'm like, what? Someone ordered online?
Somebody ordered online?
Because it would go off constantly, and I still hear it every now and again. It'll be completely quiet. I'll just hear in the back of my head, and I'm like, nah.
Somebody ordered online. It's got to be the same for like pretty much every job, honestly. Like if you work, work anywhere,
anything where you get a repetitive sound, you just start like,
that sounds fucking awful.
And then let me and you start imagining it.
Oh yeah. The at work, I shop at the same place I work. So when I go there and I hear somebody over the intercom say something, I have to be like, I suddenly become incredibly attentive, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not even on the fucking schedule today. What am I doing? They're like, somebody from grocery, please help out at aisle 6. Grocery, please help out at aisle 6. And it's like, oh god, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, oh wait, no, I can just fucking buy my shit and leave. No hours required. It's great. No, but for streaming this week, I haven't done. I did.
So it's just been High Hell and.
Oh, and I was playing.
Apex,
hold on.
Right?
Apex, yes. Hold on though. Yeah. Norwood Suite, the Norwood Suite. It is I don't know. It's a one-man team game that I got for free in a Humble Bundle some ages ago, and I was playing it, and it's a really weird, like, not poorly made, but like, not necessarily asset flip, but lots of classic assets. In this weird puzzle game about this giant suite called the Norwood Suite, and you wander around and find all this weird shit, and it's like the owner was a famous pianist, and it's really fucking weird. But I kind of like it. Despite how bad and shuffle-wary it feels, I kind of like it. Because it's all like music themed, and that's kind of my jam. Ha. Ha.
Okay, it sounds not trash. And
they do the voices kind of reminiscent of Animal Crossing, where it's just text boxes and then the talking is like... But it's different, like, instruments and, like, different keys. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of neat about that. That's one thing I do actually like about it a lot. But the puzzles seem pretty basic bitch level of bullshittery. It's like, oh, can you go find this for me? Oh, can you go find this for me? And then it comes into, like, a giant web of finding things for people. So it's nothing, like, revolutionary, but it's certainly something. Okay, that's all I did my week, sadly.
My week, you know, the standard. We played D&D.
Yeah.
We played 3 standard games of D&D.
Anything interesting happen?
But
parties get wiped?
Well, one party nearly got wiped. They had to... So are you aware of the module Horde of the Dragon Queen?
No.
If you are aware of the... So there's an adventure module called Horde Dragon Queen. So you run mainly adventure modules, because when you run 3 games a week, you're not homebrewing that shit, man. You're going to homebrew as much as you can, but you need some basis to go off.
Yeah, that's a lot to homebrew. That's a lot to homebrew.
So, the party has been spending about 3 sessions trying to stop this raid of bandits against a small farming town, and they've been like guerrilla warfaring it. They haven't long rested once in these 3 sessions because they just don't have time.
Damn.
So they go from house to house trying to figure it out. The mayor's like, people might be over here. People might be over here. Try and find them. But the raiders have a dragon on their side that is constantly like surveying the town, looking for stragglers.
Excuse me?
So they're having to at level 2. They're having to try and dodge this dragon. This module is insane.
What the fuck? So they're running around like dodging a dragon and like
trying not to get spotted. Which, it's night and there's smoke everywhere, so it's pretty easy not to get spotted. But it's still like, Jesus Christ.
Jesus, dude.
But, so, the party ended up getting to a point where they had been, I think, in-game, like, it was like maybe the first session in that town doing this. But in-game, it had been about 7 hours, and they got to the point where they were like, okay, clearly, we cannot stop the raid, because even if we did somehow kill all of the normal bandits, the dragon's still up there.
Yeah, the dragon's still fucking around.
So they decided what they would do is they had two choices. They could get the townspeople out of the sewer system from the keep that everyone was hiding in, which is the way they had been getting in and out through the town. But the surrounding areas was all farmland, so it was just like plain sight as far as you could see, and the dragon would clearly see them fleeing.
Mm-hmm.
But they then decided, they counted up all the guards, and they reckon they had about 30 guards, and each of them were armed with a crossbow, so it's a standard issue.
Yeah.
So what they ended up deciding was they would get all the guards to fire at the dragon all at once, hoping that they deal enough damage to it.
That sounds very futile to me, but...
So, long story short, this argument goes for like an hour of what they should do.
What the fuck?
And the party decides they're going to go with the guard crossbow plan.
Mm-hmm.
So they get on the walls of the keep. They do 1, 2, 3, fire. They fire a volley of crossbows, and about half of them just ping off of its skin.
Yeah, that sounds like a dragon. Did they ever see like
the other half get in there and like real stick in?
Oh,
I think they dealt 137 points of damage to it.
Damn! Wait, that's pretty big.
It's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's
of
a lot.
That's a lot of damage.
That would kill a young dragon.
That's a lot of damage.
Unfortunately, this was not a young dragon.
Uh-oh. Was it like an elder?
The dragon then lands, and in one turn, kills 17 of the 30 guards and one of the players.
Good meme. Yeah,
they are eventually able to flee, but...
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit, when you were talking about the dragon flying around, it reminded me a little bit of the start of Dark Souls 3, where you're like running around and then just a dragon starts fucking around, and you're like, oh god, please stop. Or even in Dark Souls 1 with the bridge. From that, yeah, the Hellkite bridge, the Hellkite Drake bridge. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What a meme.
Apart from that, we played Pillars of Eternity because the turn-based mode came out, and that's real cool. I don't know if I'll play it anymore on stream. It might turn into a game that I play kind of whenever.
Yeah.
Because I kind of have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. The turn-based mode is really interesting. My main problem with those with Obsidian isometric RPGs is that they're real-time, so it's very overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
But making it turn-based means that I have time to actually think about what I'm doing, and it just feels nicer to me.
Speaking of
some people on stream were saying it was
Speaking of turn-based, right? There was a new Pokemon game announced. Oh, that's really? Sliding in there, just going in. Oh, dude.
Really, huh?
Dude, you got to be proud of that transition.
I'm so proud of you, boy.
There was a new Pokemon game, and I'm hyped. I've been playing Pokemon for fucking 10 years at least. Probably more like 15. Yeah, I think like 15 years.
I still remember playing Pokemon Red on my Game Boy.
Oh yeah, I played Sapphire and Emerald and Ruby for in total between the three 800, 900 hours.
I played every Pokemon game up until Black White. I didn't play Black White.
I played Black White and Black White too.
I was just at the age where I stopped caring about Pokemon.
Oh, that's how it works for me. It was like my caring for Pokemon went up, and then I hit 15, and then it dropped, and now I'm back to 20, and it's like I want to play it again.
So then after that, I got XY because XY was on 3DS, and I had a 3DS, and it was sort of like, you know what? Why not? Everyone else is hyped for it.
I played. I
enjoyed
X.
that.
That's the last one
I played X. Yeah, I didn't play Y.
One.
I played X. And then I didn't play Sun and Moon.
Nope.
Because honestly, I just didn't care.
I care
And
a
I
little
remember
bit.
seeing the. So I had. There were many emotions. Do you want me to run through my emotions seeing that trailer?
Yeah.
So, oh, thank God it's on the Switch. I'm actually gonna play it.
Mm-hmm.
If it
Actually, we can
was
just
on
bring up the
3DS,
trailer.
if it was
Hold
on
on.
3DS, wouldn't have played it.
I can just bring up the trailer.
Yeah.
Um.
But there are so many things I want to talk about in that trailer.
Okay. Let me just bring it up here. I'm just gonna switch and
Yeah, just switch over to like a desktop view or something.
there we go. Okay, I'm here. Just tell me whenever you want to pause, and then I'll
Yeah,
fucking...
yeah.
Pokemon Shield and,
So, yeah.
or Sword and Shield.
Yeah, Sword and Shield, which is a very British name.
Oh yeah.
So first of all, that's awesome. It's like an old.
Oh yeah, I
with
really
shit.
like this aesthetic
Like,
that they had on those buildings.
I
Like,
saw this, and I know a village near where my mum lives that looks exactly like that.
It looks. Of
Of course,
really
it doesn't
nice.
look like a cartoon. It like from this side, I was like, nah, they're not doing England right. And you see like those cottages in the back right.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, those look good, and you can see like the plowed fields of farmland and the pastures.
And this house.
Wait, hang on, no, wait, stop, go back to that still for a second.
Yeah.
Behind what I assume is the gym on the left, is that Stonehenge?
Hey, they had Stonehenge in X and Y, didn't they? They literally had like that Stonehenge
they
town.
have their own version of it.
It's Penn Hill, mate.
Penn Hill is a local place in a town near where me and Kensei main live because he's one of my mods.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, we've been making jokes about, oi mate.
Oi, mate.
So, yeah, like this, I think this is really cool. Like this, like it, just keep going, and if anything catches my eyes, I'll. Yeah, they have like the square pastures. Like it's great. Like the stereotypical English cottage with the ivy. I've seen hundreds of those houses.
He's even dressed like a
Yeah,
a
like,
media
got-
influencer.
Like, I like the backpack. The backpack's got the
I like the backpack.
It's got a feel to like the Victorian briefcase, like suitcases people used to have.
Yeah. She's a
Like
cutie. She's got the Tims.
I assume they put this much effort into all of them. It's just I'm noticing it because it's my country.
Mm-hmm. I don't
But,
even know if that's true, because with the power behind of the Switch, like with the power of the Switch versus anything they've had on handheld.
Her outfit here, I like it's very English. Like I like the sweater vest essentially.
Oh yeah, very much so. And I like she's got the green like plaid socks, and then he had the green plaid pockets.
All of the clothing that I have seen, I really like.
I like the hat too.
Because they're
That's a
very
good meme.
Yeah, it's very like lower middle class English, if that makes sense. Like village, rural, like it's rural England. Which is what you should do, because
this interests
I hear the fucking the city with the train. Now England is renowned for trains because we invented the fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
But this is like really industrial revolution style, and
that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like, I legitimately want to make a YouTube video where I go through bit by bit and just explain what everything is. Like that train bridge, I can find a picture of the bridge that is maybe 200 meters from my house. It is the identical in design.
Huh.
Even down to the crosshatch and what looks like the materials used for it, it is identical.
Are you telling me?
And then you've clearly got a bunch of factories back here, like a long,
oh
tall
my God,
power
I can
block.
see my house from here.
Yeah, like this looks so much like a place that I could actually be in.
Mm-hmm. And
then of course on the left you've got what looks like an industrial train yard.
Yeah.
With that the way that looks, that just gives me industrial train yard feel. So this might be based off the Western Railway, which is one of those lesser known British things, which is the railway that runs pretty much the entire west coast of the country.
Yeah. Are you telling me they flew out Game Freak staff to
I would
Europe?
believe it.
Going to it. These gyms look very different, by the way.
Yes.
These gyms are extensively different.
I have a theory. Later on, we see him in football gear. I want to believe they're football stadiums. Because I'm not big into football,
but
it's very British. Like, they're either football or rugby stadiums, or failing that, cricket.
You've got to get. It's no longer Pokemon
like
battles. It's Pokemon teams. You form a literal team. Oh
you
God!
joke, I'd love that. I imagine they'll be doing normal gym battles, but they do look like sports stadiums.
Pokemon.
Yeah, no,
trainers,
like
all
yeah,
football
like
hooligans.
Kensei Bane said that we see inside in. We don't know if that's a gym, do we?
No,
But,
that could be all kinds of stuff.
Or it could be just one of the gyms. I think all of them are going to be based off of sports stadiums.
I'm honestly assuming that they have a big entrance ceremony for the gyms where you're like walking in, like there's the crowd roaring. You walk in, and you have a big battle, right? That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But even look at this motherfucking
like all these water wheels. Yeah, like this is stuff you like. It's stylized, of course, and it's not as that extravagant, but you see that kind of shit. Any town that was built on a river generally has at least one building with something like this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's my favorite bit. They captured the feeling of entering Scotland perfectly.
Right here,
where it's nice and sunny, and then it is immediately like entering a barren wasteland.
Jesus, dude.
Look, I'm allowed to say it. The English and the Scots don't like each other. The Scots and the Scots don't like each other.
I like this lake. There's more of that architecture you're talking about.
Yeah, like all the architecture here looks really nice. It's kind of got that rolling plains kind of thing. This is similar to what I said before. It's got like the English cottage with ivy kind of style.
I love ivy as an aesthetic. Holy fuck.
Yeah. And it actually looks like she's walking off of some kind of tennis court, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right.
Or some kind of court like that. Like, you can like Scotland, you just can't like the Scottish.
There's some wild grass.
Yeah, things like here, I like they're going back to what looks like the normal wild encounter.
Yeah, I didn't play Let's Go Eevee
I didn't mind the Let's Go system. Oh, also Pikachu's in the game, but of course. I didn't mind the Let's Go system, but I prefer this one.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan.
I don't think I have much to say about this still. I do like that they have the shops built into the lower level of houses in the background. I don't know if that's a huge thing in America, but that's basically every shop.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure this wasn't a new Pokemon. I wanted to make sure this wasn't a new Pokemon because it's actually only it's only visible for 2 frames.
Oh, is it? Wow.
Those are the only 2 frames you see it. Bam, boom, bop, bada bop, boom, pow. Yeah.
And as funny as it is that they made Scotland a frozen wasteland, I do understand that they had to because of...
That Pokemon's not new. That was from Sun and Moon, right? It's like the one where it's the one little fish, and then it turns into like the big swarm of fish.
Yeah, I think it's from Sun and Moon. I haven't heard people going off about it. Something that does interest me, a lot of these stones in the background have X markings on them.
Oh yeah,
I'm just curious if that's actually like... Because I know they've started worrying about story and stuff now. I'm curious if that actually has a meaning.
Care about story in a Pokemon game?
Well, Game Freak have started putting stories in, is what I meant.
Oh yeah.
Like there's actual lore and stuff they're starting to put in.
I like this a lot.
Just go catch Pokemon.
I like this
her outfit. I love her like boarding school outfit.
Her Hogwarts outfit, yeah.
Like that is genuinely the uniform. When I was in primary school, someone next door went to a public school, and a public school is like a nice school in Britain. Not it's the other way around for some reason. We call them public.
Huh.
But yeah, I think it's because you go there to learn how to serve the public, because it's a lot of like politicians and stuff. But that is genuinely like a public school outfit.
That's cool.
I had a friend who went to a college which was like you have to get A stars in all your exams to get into, and that had a very similar
stars.
style.
Wait, hold on.
A star is A+, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That's just we don't want to be America, so we try not to be.
Useless tie. I like the effects. This was one thing I noticed when I was watching this. Like,
the battles seem like Pokemon Stadium battles.
They do, but they feel... Hold on. A lot of the sound effects sound a lot more revamped, because I know the sound effects took a big hit from being on DS and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
But it sounds really good, except... When Whalmer does his attack, it sounds like I'm recording my fucking 3DS out the speakers. Here. Like, these are all nice, clean sounds. Still clean. What the fuck? And it's the same with the Lucario punch. It sounds like I'm recording it through my fucking speakers.
Oh yeah, it does sound pretty bad. Like most of them sound nice though. I like the is it Hoot Hoot, the owl?
Yeah,
like
and he does like a
I always liked Hoot Hoot.
The Bro Munchlax.
That's a typical that's a living room. Yep. That's... That looks like my nan's room, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh.
I like this town. This town's really nice, actually.
Are we in Scotland now?
This is probably like the
It's
town in
just-
Scotland. Scotland? Yeah, I like it. There's not really much to say. It's got that terraced house vibe that you get a lot in a lot of cities where they're just very narrow.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like these mines. I really like the from behind perspective, because that's actually an important thing. It's no longer just the
Yeah,
top
it's not
down.
top down. The mines I like because mining's a huge thing in Britain.
Got to get that
Like, there
black
was-
lung. I like this.
Yeah. This, okay. I fucking live near the actual chalk sculpture.
Mm-hmm.
There are, I think it's, I googled this because I wanted to know for the podcast. There are, how many are there? Blah blah blah. Oh my god, there are at least 50 giant sculptures that have been carved into the side of hills. And most of them just depict like giant men, but some of them like depict horses and other animals.
Mm-hmm.
And they're done all like around the southern coast.
Interesting.
So like, no, that's actually a thing that exists, which I thought was really nice.
We have some like flower ones near me, but nothing crazy.
Like, they've been there for, I want to say, since like 1100s.
Also, there's more X rocks. There's one here. There's one here.
Oh yeah.
There's another design over here that's not an X.
But yeah, it's like a lot of the rocks seem very. I don't know. They seem intent. Like rocks don't naturally form like that. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm very curious if it means anything or if it's just a style decision.
Wait, hold on. I don't know what this is, but I like this little greenhouse here. And I actually just really like this room as a whole. I think this might be like a
Yeah,
professor's room.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like a professor or something like that.
Either way, I like it. I love the hanging plant. Like that fucking aesthetic.
It's got the university
I'll
kind
put
of feel
some back
to it.
there. I'll just put some back there. It's just hanging down from the street. That's her front house, probably. Hey, here we go. This is what we were talking about. But that's certainly a sports outfit. That's what's throwing me off.
Yeah, no, like that actually looks like the England football team's outfit.
Wait, does it really?
Yeah, look it up. They're pretty similar.
What a football uniform.
Oi, slag! You want to have a Pokemon fight?
Oi, slag! You want to have a Pokemon fight? I could see that.
Yeah, like, it's very similar to their home gear because it's white and red.
It's Pope Catholic, you cheeky tart.
That's a football hooligan if I've ever seen one. But like, I'm curious if that is the Elite Four arena or if that's a gym.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
What I want is for the gyms to all be football and rugby stadiums. So I want them to be separate, or to have the football stadium be the Elite Four because I prefer rugby, but football is the sport Britain's more like into.
Mm-hmm. Also,
it's very pervasive.
here's more of that aesthetic.
So that's Big Ben.
What?
The clock tower. It's Big Ben.
Oh yeah, Big Bann. There he is.
Big Ben.
One of the starters.
Yeah, like. Yes, one started is a fast rabbit, and everyone's saying if it's firefighting, they're going to gouge their eyes out. I think I saw someone claim that it looks like it might be fire electric, and I'm big into fire electric.
I mean, the design makes me think of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit. To be honest,
Yes.
I really let's get a live action. Oh wait, we're already getting a live action Pokemon. I forgot. God, I want to go
Wow.
see Detective Pikachu. Fuck. Kill it with water, yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the design. I
And
think the
think
legs
we
are
see
too
the.
blah.
I agree. I don't massively like this one's design, but it's fine.
It's a Pokemon.
I'm a little upset that the starters aren't more British. I feel like with how much they put into the
What,
rest of like British culture,
You want
I'd
them
like to
have
see like
big
maybe
fucking buck to eat,
like a bulldog.
a buck
or,
tooth
like-
bulldog.
Yeah, I don't know. A bulldog with yellow teeth. Why not?
just learn. There's like a parrot that like speaks, and he's just like, "Oi, oi, mate, you cheeky
Oi.
cunt, mate,
Oi, wanker!
oi, wanker."
That's a pug. It's like the start should be a pug that's given up on life.
I like this one more.
This,
It's a chameleon.
I like Sobbles. I am definitely Team Sobble.
Is that this guy?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm also Team Sobble.
Which I want it to be a water poison type because it's chameleon, and I think poison when I think chameleon.
Mm-hmm. Oh god, I'm jumping backwards frame by frame. But see, you can see like when he comes out of the water, he's changing colors.
He camouflages, which I think is like quite nice. I hope that reflects in his moveset, but I don't care about the moveset really. You know, there's going to be a teacup Pokemon. If there's not, I'm going to riot.
The question is, what are the competitive implications of this?
Well, if it has a move that, like, I assume this is just Double Team, right? Like, mechanically, it's going to be identical to Double Team.
Mm-hmm.
If it has some hidden passive though, which means I can imagine it has what is it? Is it like a reversion of Greninja's passive, where the move it gets hit by, it becomes that type.
Yeah, the secret ability of Greninja.
As some kind of like if we're talking mechanically, I would actually really like to see, like, to give the chameleon idea. If it got hit by a grass type, it became a grass type.
Yeah,
because it's blending in.
Well, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have that might be a secret ability, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna have the generic, like, what are they?
Yeah,
where they
water body, rain
low.
dish.
Well, no, like the generic 3 that every starter has.
Oh yeah, water, fire,
torrent, whatever. Torrent is the blue one. I forget the other two.
I don't know.
But they just increase damage of those types, like those attack types when their HP is low.
And then we need to get onto the people that are wrong and they think that the next Pokemon is the best.
I'm not gonna lie, I like him just starting by hitting a rock with a fucking stick. I think that's a good intro.
Like, he's a little monkey, which I think is kind of cute.
The grass grew more. I don't know, none of these Pokemon feel particularly, like, exceptional or unique, I guess, right? Like, this reminds me of just, like, Ambipom.
They don't, like, they fit the setting, because the setting's been stylized, but I'd have liked to see something a little more interesting.
Holy shit. I was reading the name, and I didn't read the R, and I was like, wait a second.
Hang on.
I was like, Japan, stop. You can't do this. You can't do this, Japan. No pigeons in one day?
We're gonna get Starly back, because Starly is a pigeon.
You're gonna get the ugly one from the actual pigeon from, like, X and Y or whatever.
I can't remember what it's called, but I know which one you mean.
Yeah.
The grey disgusting one.
Yeah, but if I had to rank these 3, it would definitely be the water one, then the grass one, then the fire one. Yeah.
Yeah. Pidove, that's it, Pidove.
Yep. Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
So
late 2019.
I am super hyped.
I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna play it on stream.
I probably will too. Sword and Shield, I think, are good names. I understand that everyone's like, these are weird names. Well, what do you want to do? Name
Black,
them
white,
increasingly
sun, moon,
obscure
XY.
colors. Yeah.
Magenta, Pokemon Magenta, and Pokemon Periwinkle. Let's go, boys.
Sword and Shield fits the theme of Britain.
I can't wait for Pokemon Gun.
Pokemon Gun, mate. I've been discussing with people things that we'd like to see, and I was saying we need a legendary dragon for St. George.
Okay.
I want to see a legendary water Pokemon that's a Loch Ness monster.
I like the Loch Ness. Maybe it's in a lake, like in that lake that they have.
Yeah, like in a lake up north somewhere. Like we looked at the map, we saw there wasn't a lake up north, but it might be inside a mountain or something. That'd be cool. A legendary 3-headed lion, because lions. A bulldog is something I want. There has to be a bulldog Pokemon. I think that'd be hilarious.
Is there not one already? I feel like there might be. I don't know.
There isn't one. Oh no, yeah, actually no, there is a bulldog. There's the big pink bulldog. I want a more British looking one because that one's a lot more. That's not like the British bulldog. That's just a bulldog.
Yeah.
I want one that's like a really big, chunky. Oi.
Oi.
Oi. Hurt me.
Yeah, I just want like a. Just to have the actual in-game names of the characters be really fucking stupid.
We were saying like I really hope that someone in the game has the text written as their accent.
Oh god.
So you go up to Scotland, it's like, can it?
Governor.
No. Governor. It's GUV''NOR. Governor.
Huh. Huh. Sounds
But
like a
yeah,
garbage accent to me.
I know. Like there are loads of English legends that I'd love to see. I really hope they get a bunch of interesting fairy types because
They need more
generally
fairy
Europe
types.
yeah, we need more fairy types because
It's new.
fairies kind of underused. Like
Because it's
fairies
new.
also considerably has been decided is OP, but I
Oh
don't
yeah, so
care.
I was gonna say it's super busted. Like
But like we
it's
just
like
need more
dragon
fairy
type
types.
busted.
But I want a bunch of new fairies and a couple new dragons because of the whole Wales thing
Hmm.
and Gaelic and all that. I mainly want fairies though because it's big in Britain and kind of in Europe as well that we have a lot of history to do with fae and fairies in general.
Hmm.
Like that's one of like the few traditions that is still like, oh, you don't fuck with the fairies.
Yeah.
Now my girlfriend loves to tell the story of the of the highway in Ireland
Hmm.
that got built around a bush because it was a legend that fairies lived in that bush.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The fuck?
The highway has a turn in it to avoid a bush
Is the bush still
because
there,
it's
or
a
did it
fairy
die
bush.
from the
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's a fairy bush.
What the fuck?
It's just a thing.
That's really
The fairy
okay.
bushes are bushes that fairies live in.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, like Britain's very big on the few traditions we still have, and I hope to see them represented. I'm very curious what legendaries we have. Where I hope we see some more steel types because it looks like Industrial Revolution Britain.
Hmm.
I really want to know how the train works. I hope it's something that you interact with in the game.
I want to
Something
ride a
like
train,
yeah, like I want the train to be something that you can do to go up and down the country.
or just some fast travel system.
Yeah,
Because I think
like just make
I
it a
think
fast
a fast
travel across like
yeah.
what the three major cities maybe, like
Yeah, because
however many
if
they
you could
have.
fast travel to every city, that'd be a little like kind of go against the whole idea of the show
Point of
or the
fly.
game. Oh yeah, I guess fly kind of ruins it, but that's a
But
little
like
more
it's,
in line.
it's nice to have.
Yeah, I think it'd be a
Like,
cool little flavor thing.
There could be bonuses for using the train as well because Pokemon like to sneak those little bonuses in.
Hmm. Also, I'm not
Whereas,
gonna
like
lie.
if you've done this much, you get something.
Whoa, the red. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I was not excited for the trailer, but you know what made me excited about it?
What?
That's it. just
Yeah,
the. I was like,
It said
It's
Switch.
on the
I'm
Switch?
like, oh, I'm in.
it's on the Switch.
Like, I was honestly the moment it said Switch, I was like, oh, I'm actually gonna buy this.
Yeah,
After seeing the trailer,
it's like Switch. Oh.
like after seeing the trailer, I would have bought it anyway because it's Britain. And dude, everyone wants them to make like Game Freak to make a Pokemon game about the country you're from.
Mm-hmm.
That's like one of the things as a kid you really want.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that it's finally happening. Like I'm super excited. I think it's really cool. I'm gonna love it no matter what. I've seen some criticisms of like the region looks kind of boring. It's just like a really vertical island. I'm like, of course it's a vertical island. Have you seen the UK?
And I don't know. It looks more unique than most of them because most of them feel the same. Where you just go through the
It's
different
like
areas.
roughly a square with a mountain in the middle.
Yeah, that happens a lot. That happens a lot.
But yeah, I am super excited about it. I am looking forward to what they do. I want to know what the legendaries look like. I want to know like what the new Pokemon are. I don't really care about the actual gameplay. I just want to see how well represented Britain is in this game
Mm-hmm.
because I think rural Britain is underrepresented compared to urban Britain.
Yeah.
Like outside of London, Britain outside of London is woefully underrepresented.
That's fair. I had some people in my Discord who were like, "Oh, great, another Pokemon game. It's a time to play the same game again." But it's like I feel like that misses the point a little bit of Pokemon, right? Because like, that's like, oh
Like, yeah,
man,
like,
another FPS
when-
game. I guess we're just gonna go
Yeah,
through
like-
this again.
When you get a sequel, you don't sit there going, "Oh, I hope it's nothing like the previous games." I do get the Pokemon does get criticized that they don't change enough, but I think in the last 4 games they've changed things massively. It's not like the first few gens, which
Yeah.
I played growing up, and yeah, they were basically the same game with different Pokemon.
Yeah.
But the last few gens have genuinely been different experiences,
Yeah.
and that's a lot of them actually trying to have a story.
Yeah. Even though the stories have been kind of poo-poo, at least they do have.
Yeah,
like,
no,
some...
they're not very good, but just them being there makes the games feel more like unique experiences.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Pokemon only does the same thing over and over again. It's still valid a bit because the gameplay doesn't change too much. But hey, the last Pokemon game we got was Let's Go Eevee, and that Let's Go for Eevee and Pikachu, and that nearly completely overhauled how battles work.
Yeah. And how catching Pokemon worked and all that.
Yeah. Granted, not everyone liked it, but
I just want a sequel. I just want a sequel to Gale of Darkness. I want to save more Pokemon from their dark curse.
all Mystery Dungeon games, man.
I never played those, sadly.
I played the first one when it came out, and I played the second one a little bit.
Actually, scratch that. I rented one from Blockbuster.
Oh my god! But the second one came out in that phase where I just didn't feel Pokemon.
That's fair. That's fair. That's the only like new game that came out.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much the only. Have you seen the Evo lineup?
Oh, I did not. What's the Evo lineup?
We got many sweaty, angry people.
Is Melee not there?
Melee's not there.
What the fuck? Oh god, they did it! They actually did it! Didn't they raise so much fucking money?
Okay, so the Evo lineup, I'm gonna go not in the order there is, I'm gonna go in the order of games we know. So, Smash Ultimate.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's a banger.
Tekken 7.
That's a banger.
Street Fighter 5.
A little less of a banger, but still alright.
Soul Calibur 6.
That's a banger.
Mortal Kombat 11. Not out yet, but of course it was gonna be there.
That's gonna be sick.
Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which I've heard is very good.
It's really fun to watch.
Then we have a game I like, but I don't know if it's actually super popular, but I fucking love BlazBlue Cross Tag Battles. I like
great.
BlazBlue.
BlazBlue is
I might get Cross Tag Battle.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was still supported. But I used to play the old BlazBlue games quite a lot.
BlazBlue's fun, yeah.
Then we have two games I haven't heard of till today. Samurai Showdown.
I've heard of that. I haven't seen much.
And I need to check what this is called. Under Night in Birth.
I have not heard of that. Hold on. Samurai.
It's like it's an anime fighting game. However, some real interesting thing. Some characters from that are characters playable in BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle.
Can you say the name of it again?
Under Night in Birth.
Under Night
is not one word.
In Birth. Oh shit. Okay, that's a very... Okay, no, I've seen screenshots of this. Okay, never mind. Yeah, I have seen screenshots of this game.
I looked at it and was like, it's that one. I haven't played that one. I looked at it, was like, this looks pretty cool, but I'll get BlazBlue instead, I decided, because it has Aegis from Persona 4 Arena with the same moveset, and I was like, yep.
I guess my question is...
Persona 4 Arena was a pretty great game.
There's two questions I have about this, alright? Where's my Lethal League Blaze? Okay.
Lethal League Blaze was never going to be a fucking
And where's my Skullgirls? The fuck?
Isn't Skullgirls, like, super dead in the water?
Oh god, but it's so good. No, it still has some of it. It still has a bit of a community, but it's just so good. It's so good.
How do you feel on Melee not being Evo? This is like the first year since Melee came out?
I mean, here's the thing, right? I was never the big Melee elitist like some people are. Like some people in chat. They might not be there now, but you know who you are. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't feel good, and I don't think it's right. Considering it was even when they had the big Smash Ultimate tournament at fucking whatever it was recently. What was that? I can't remember the name. Like Apex? Not Apex. Apex. Yeah.
No, it's called Apex.
They had Melee there too, and it was pulling numbers pretty close to Ultimate. Like pretty close. I think it passed it a couple times. Like
I have the incredibly unpopular opinion. I think Melee fans just need to be taken down a peg. Because it's gotten to the point where if you talk about Smash Bros, that vocal majority, it feels like a vocal majority. Will shout you down about Melee, and it's like, dude, shut up. No one cares about your 15-year-old game? I mean, let us play the new fun one.
I don't think age of a game is a worthwhile argument.
It isn't like it's just kind of like, come on, the game's been out for ages. We know it's good. Just don't yell at me about it just because I'm playing a different game.
Yeah, I don't think taking Melee out of the list of games at Evo is smart because it's so popular and it's a top fighting game.
It's super popular as one of the top fighting games, but someone in my Discord did say that there was a reason behind it of Melee players kicking up big Melee players kicking up a stink at a fighting. I think it was last year's Evo. Apparently they kicked up a stink, and the organizers were like, "You guys need to calm the fuck down."
Huh.
Or you can't and they were causing genuine issues. But that's all word of mouth. I haven't researched that at all. I learned about that literally like an hour ago.
If that's true, I could understand that a little bit. But If they just
Also,
were like, oh,
Another,
fuck Melee.
another one was, dude, Melee's a solved game.
Is it? Is it really?
At least if it is, it's solved to the point that like we're not like it's gonna be months and months before anything new comes out, right?
I don't. That doesn't make it a
Like,
solved game though.
people
Right.
know the majority of things you can do in the game at this point, and the only real like from what I've seen, only real like tournament breakouts that are like out of left field are when someone plays a low tier character and takes it by storm because no one practiced against that low tier character. It's very rarely because of like some secret tech no one like somebody just found out.
Well, here's.
But
I mean, is not having new tech a reason to say a game is like?
no, but like I feel like at a certain point, if you've only got 9 game slots, the solved game you're probably gonna see the same matches get played out as the same as last year. You gotta think of an entertainment side, I think. While yeah, sure, like tournament wise, Melee has its own tournaments. It'll always have its own diehard fan base, but maybe it's time to let other fighting games take up the mantle.
I don't know, man. Melee's pretty fun and pretty fast to watch.
Like yeah, but I feel like it's nice to let other games take up.
I'm gonna stand by that. It's kind of dumb, but I'm not gonna sit here and scream about it because I'm not a huge Melee fan.
I'm not going to say that the games that replaced it are super interesting. I'd like to see, like just something different than fucking Samurai, whatever it's called. That could be a really cool game. I've never heard of it though. So
Samurai Showdown.
and the anime fighting game is cool, but I think of it like we've already got 2 anime fighting games in the Evo lineup, and Evo mechanically they're probably incredibly different.
Where's
I
my
feel like
shonen fighter? What is that called? Fuck, that just came out. That was bad.
Yeah, fucking why is Shonen Jump? I think it's literally called something like that.
Shonen Jump. Yeah, that game doesn't look very good. Like the animations and stuff look really fun, but it doesn't look fun to play. And it looks kind of it's not a competitive game, that's for sure. Like they stated that when they made it. And I mean, I guess you could make the argument that what they stated doesn't necessarily mean anything. Jump Force.
Jump Force, that's it. Yeah, but I know that it's characters from the Shonen Jump series.
I just want to play like Killua and I just want to play all the Hunter x Hunter characters, honestly.
But yeah, like Melee getting dropped. I think it's about time.
I'm a little
Games
sad.
die.
I just want to. I want to see people be really mad about it.
Melee. Also, yeah, I really want to.
I want to see them get incredibly mad.
Not saying Melee's dead, but I'm not saying Melee's dead, but
these
people like game scenes move on, right?
I gotta check the subreddit now. I really gotta check the subreddit.
Oh god.
I want to see these threads of like we need to destroy Evo and all of its satanic creators. they have strayed the path from God.
It's gonna be like all the AGDQ fucking controversy that comes up every year.
Oh god, dude.
He's like that one dude makes the video and everyone's like, "Oh my god, AGDQ is run by Satan."
Yeah.
But no, guys, calm down.
Oh yeah, when what's his face?
I can't remember who is. Like, yeah, I can't remember his name.
Hold on, I can find it because I'm pretty sure he's linked on EasyScape's channel. Hold on.
Someone say Easy. Man, that is the goal. Get EasyScape on the podcast somehow.
That'd
someday.
be pretty good. EasyScape, come on the podcast, you bitch.
EasyScape, if you happen to be lurking.
Apollo Legend, that's
Todd
the guy.
Rogers, aka Mr.
Yeah, he made the like they're not giving money to charity kind of videos.
I mean, that video was like actually pretty decent.
Well, yeah, but like in reality, I think it just revealed what all charities do, not just AGDQ.
Yeah, and I mean, for me, that's less of a problem of like, hey, look how bad AGDQ is. There's more, look how bad the entire system is. Like,
yeah, like charities need to function, so a lot of their money ends up getting spent on really pointless shit and licensing and all that. It's a shame, but
it's almost like charity's not the best way to help out the poor. Oh wait, that's controversial.
Yeah, like, if you want to help people out, your best way is to just help them yourself.
It's weird. I don't know. I do still like AGDQ, even though there's always like sexual harassment shit going on there too. Oh my god, it seems like a little bit of a shit show a lot of the time over at AGDQ land.
Yes, so Melee is still set to feature at CEO 2019.
Okay.
And of course, Super Smash Con. Which
yeah.
I didn't know what I was thinking.
Oh, they cut Melee at Super Smash Con. It's the end of the world. It's over.
No, I'm reading some article from Eurogamer by lovely lady known as Emma Kent, and she's just it's just a quick sum up of what happened.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Like yeah, when it got removed, Evo actually posted a video thanking Melee for bringing people to the fighting game scene and honoring that it is a titan of the industry. But they give the excuse, basically what I said, of sometimes we've got to let legends be legends.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which, even if it's that, I can get that. I can get Evo going. We've had this every year. We understand. We love their game. But it's time for Evo to move on to something else.
I mean, I guess that's understandable.
It's one of those sad. Yeah, I guess I get it.
I don't have a strong opinion either way, but I just
Yeah,
want to see this. I want to read the salt. I want to read the salt.
As someone who got into Smash with Brawl, I never really played Melee. I played a little bit of Melee, but I was never because I got into it with Brawl, I didn't really care about the things people really disliked in Brawl. So Melee to me always was just I guess it's Brawl, but there's less characters. Also, I never cared about it competitively, so
yeah,
the fact that there were less
a good party game.
What was really a I do genuinely judge Smash Bros on the amount of characters half the time.
Huh. I don't know. I really like competitive scenes because I'm a big competitive guy, but
that's how I judge fighting games in general, to be honest. I need a fighting game. When I see a fighting game and there's only 8 characters, I always get a bit huh, cool, I guess. If I see a fighting game and there's 30-ish to 40 characters, I'm 71. Okay. Now that catches my eye, which is why I'm interested in this BlazBlue thing, because there's so many characters in that game.
Just 8 character, perfectly designed game. I sleep. 71 characters. Yeah. Did somebody say 71 characters?
Yep.
Also, Darkest Dungeon 2. That was.
I was just gonna say Darkest Dungeon 2. I'm a big fan of Darkest Dungeon. I've been getting back into it recently because my Discord, so Darkest Dungeon went on sale on Steam, and my god, everyone in my Discord who hasn't played it got it. Oh. And so I've been getting back into it. And I'm probably going to be streaming it because everyone, if you go down, easily half people are playing Darkest Dungeon. Everyone's like, dude, Darkest Dungeon is the shit right now.
Dude, you want to know how much people? You know how much time I put in Darkest Dungeon?
Go on.
Let me tell you, dude. It absorbed exactly 0% of my life because I don't even own it.
It's real good.
I've heard it's just I have people that go, it's really, really good and it's really interesting and really hard, and other people that go, it's just an RNG machine.
I think saying it's RNG, yes, it is RNG because all JRPGs are technically RNG. If you really think about it, all turn-based RPGs are technically RNG because you don't know what how much damage they're gonna do.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously there's crits and stuff like that, but this game, as far as I can tell, there's just random shit that can happen, just a lot of extra random bullshit that can end runs.
Yeah, but a lot of it is optional, and also ending a run in Darkest Dungeon is the point of the game. It's not one of those games where you play to beat it on your first run. Mm-hmm. You play. It's like I don't play Dwarf Fortress, but I see it like that kind of liking a lot, where it's you don't play to win. In fact, the victory state you don't really care about. You just want to play because you want to It's like when you play XCOM, not to beat the game. You play XCOM because you want to see about your soldier that survived 30 battles and has developed a very deep relationship with another soldier they bonded.
Yeah, and then you have all these war stories of your troops.
Yeah, that's why you play Darkest Dungeon.
Okay, I can understand that a little bit.
There is RNG, but I don't think it's any more RNG than a generic turn-based RPG. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of the people who blame RNG, I don't want to say get good, but the game is very hard, and there are some systems it doesn't tell you very well. But that it explains the systems to you, but it doesn't explain their importance.
Huh. Interesting.
You're I can remove quirks from people, but it doesn't tell you when you do that. That's a very important thing you should be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, managing light and all that is very quickly glossed over, and you're just expected to understand how to do it properly.
Yeah,
but that's with a lot of games, though.
Is that a fault with the game, or is that?
I don't think it's a fault with the game. I don't mind games just going like they're pointing the mechanic out. They tell you what happens when you have low light and what happens when you have high light. It's not their fault. They didn't say going on like it says like when you're on high light, you get less loot. Enemies deal less damage. There are less enemies. It's harder for them to crit. And then it says when you're on low light, you have more loot. You crit more often, but enemies deal more damage and appear more frequently.
Okay. So, I mean, if it tells you everything
Like,
it does, then I'm fine with
it
that.
It tells you those, but it's one of those situations where it does not specifically go. It portrays it like it doesn't portray it in a way where it's like there are situations where you would want both of them.
Well,
It portrays it
that
like,
seems like something you could infer from hearing more loot,
Well, yeah,
the lower
like-
the light.
but it's just one of those things of like gamers are like, oh, got it, keep the torch up.
Yeah, those fucking gamers, dude. Ha,
But, like,
damn.
you know what I mean? Like I did a run today where I went in with no torches and did it in complete darkness. I like quadrupled the amount of gold I had. All of them died, but I went in with the intention of killing them because adventurers are not a finite resource in Darkest Dungeon.
Okay.
When an adventurer dies, all you got to do is do 2 more adventures, and there you go. He's back. You've got a new one who's back because when an adventurer dies, I don't believe they drop any of their gear. I believe they drop their gear, and their gear isn't like even if they didn't, their gear is pretty easy to get new copies of.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, my guy died. It's like, yeah, but
So you can have suicide missions.
Infinite dudes.
Infinite dudes.
You have theoretically infinite dudes. You can only have 4 at a time.
I don't know, man. I don't think I can play Darkest Dungeon. I think it's gonna get me into too many heated gamer moments. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna last on
That's true.
Twitch.
Heated game moments, man. Anything else new that came out, or any other interesting gaming style stuff that you were interested in?
Gaming related that came out recently.
Like, there's Subnautica Below Zero. If you played Subnautica,
I heard about that. It looks neat.
I
don't give any shits about Anthem.
I am fucking terrified of open water, so I own the game because I think it's a very good game. I've played maybe an hour of it, in that entire that entire hour I've been in the shallows treading water like nah.
Oh yeah.
Perfectly brightly lit. Everything's all peaceful. I'm like, no, don't want it.
You need to understand something, dude. I'm pretty sure it's thalassophobia, where I'm actually like honestly scared of the ocean just in general. I can watch Subnautica because I know it's like not
that
real.
Game to me is like, oh no, which I have said in Discord a couple of times, like if people really want to see me play a horror game that'll actually make me scared, don't make me play Alien Isolation like they're currently making me do. Make me play Subnautica. That game I don't think I will ever beat that game. Like Alien Isolation, I can imagine a point where I'm like, fuck it, let's just do it. Subnautica, I cannot imagine in my head the point where I'm like, no, yeah, I'll swim into the dark depths of the ocean.
The thing is, I can deal with Subnautica if I learn what's going on, just because I can see the shit. The thing that scares me,
I know what's going. Like I've looked it up, it still terrifies me.
Open water. People are generally scared of open water, like the ocean stuff, which definitely scares me. But honestly, I think lakes, like large lakes, scare me more. To be completely honest, like large lake. If I was just floating in a large lake by myself, oh god, just thinking about that actually like worries me. That's actually spooky as shit. Just the thought of like something brushing past my leg while I'm floating in like a semi-groggy
like
lake.
Looking down and not being able to see past your feet.
Not even
because it's all murky and dark. Yeah, that's what gets me when you look down. When you look down and you just see the open ocean and you can't see anything. That's what gets me. And the moment I gave up in Subnautica was the moment you go over this ridge and it just sinks. You can see the bottom just about, but it's so far down.
Mm-hmm.
And you just look down while treading water, just like, no.
I went hiking a while back, like a couple years back, and stayed at this lake called, I think it was Blue Lake. I don't know if it's the one in these pictures, but it looks a lot like this one. I'm gonna bring it up on screen. Open image, new tab. It looks a lot like this.
Is it one of those completely black waters?
No,
kind of
it's
deals?
really nice. There is a It used to be the bottom of it used to be part of the forest, but then it just filled with water. So there's a lot of like trees that are just like fallen over under the water. And on a nice day, you can see them on the bottom of the water, and you can see like to the bottom. But even that, I could not. Like I was sitting there and I was like splashing my feet in it. I couldn't swim in it. It was it scared the shit out of me.
I'm fine until the point where my body could be submerged. Like the moment it gets to maybe like 2-3 foot deep, then I'm like, nah. And even then, I'm queasy and I don't like it, but I'll do it.
I can go
The
out on
moment
a
it comes to a point where my body could be submerged,
yeah.
like if I'm on a boat, I don't give a shit.
If I'm on a big boat, I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, like a small boat, maybe I have a problem. I've never been on a really small boat.
Crater Lake? I'm not swimming in Crater Lake, dog. If you don't know about, do you know about Crater Lake?
No.
It's super fucking cool. It's near me.
That looks really cool, but no.
It's the top. It's the crater of a mountain.
Oh.
So it's just a huge crater that filled with water like that. And like
rough water.
On a big boat, I'm fine. If I'm on like a little rowboat, I'm still scared. But Crater Lake's a really cool place. Okay. It's spooky shit. Spooky shit.
Anything
Metro
else?
Exodus, I haven't played that.
Oh, Metro Exodus came out. I haven't played it. I haven't played the original Metro game. I read the novel when it came out, but just never played the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always meant to go back and play it, but I tried about a couple of months ago, probably, just before I started streaming properly.
Mm-hmm.
And it, like, honestly, I don't think it aged very well at all.
Really?
Like, to the point where I can't play it.
Ooh. That's how I feel about like Fallout 3 and New Vegas a little bit. I love the story of New Vegas.
I will probably play Metro Exodus if they can get it on sale, because I like the world. But you said about Fallout 3, there are rumors we're getting a Fallout 3 remaster.
I mean, honestly, fuck Fallout 3. It's just a worse New Vegas. It's a worse New Vegas. No. Everybody knows it.
So here's my opinion on Fallout 3. I actually like the game. I think New Vegas is better. But like just because New Vegas is better does not mean Fallout 3 is a bad game.
But every time I look at 3, I'm like, oh god, it could have been so much better. Just give Obsidian another game to make. Oh, because they actually know how to write a story.
Like when I heard rumors that there might be a Fallout 3 remaster, I can't remember where I heard it from.
Fallout.
It was
sucks.
on some random game
trash.
journalist. I like Fallout. I really like the Fallout universe.
If they
do make a remaster of Fallout 3, I'll play it.
Here's the thing.
I liked Fallout 3. It was fun.
If you're talking about Fallout from the standpoint of like gameplay, it's kind of shitty. If you're talking about it from like world building and story, some of them are fantastic, some of them are all right.
I don't dislike the Fallout gameplay, but yeah, it's not good.
I do. I fucking hate it.
Like, it's bearable. I'll do it.
I fucking hate it. God, I hate it.
It's about as good as
Skyrim is. I do agree.
Is trash.
I can't play Skyrim
Together's coming out. That's another piece of news.
Skyrim Together? Oh, the mod?
Yeah. We are on it with news today.
Ooh.
We've been talking like an hour about news.
Dude, I played a little bit of Half-Life 2 Together. That was a good meme.
No, like Skyrim Together looks like it might actually have legs. Like it's been in development for what, like 4 years now.
Is it a
from
fan
the video? It's a fan thing. From the videos I've seen, it runs seamlessly.
Huh.
And that's on servers of 6 to 7 people. The developers have come out and said, with tests, it is hardly noticeable until you get to about 20 players.
Oh.
And the way it's meant to work is you can all interact with each other in the world. There are certain things it's recommended you don't do because then the game freaks out. It shouldn't crash, but it will get confused. And that's the way it works. Is it treats other players as NPCs in your game, so you can kill each other and so on. Which I think is really cool.
I want to go on a group adventure and get raided by another group of adventurers that are all real people.
I want to play Skyrim Together on like a public server.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
Or
like not a public server. Say me and you get our Discords on a server all together.
That'd be good.
And just watch the chaos happen.
I want to do that. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Dude, Stormcloak Imperial War in Skyrim Together. It would actually be a thing.
And then you and me riding on a dragon, just being gods, like da-da-dum, 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 dum-dum-dum, then we just throw the entire army away.
It's going to come out. It's in closed beta at the moment. They said once all the closed beta testing's done, which isn't under NDA, you can go look up footage right now. It looks pretty good. Again, my opinion on Skyrim is it's perfectly fun. I do agree, yeah, as an RPG, it kind of is meh, but as a multiplayer game, I think it could have some real legs, even if the combat is kind of trash.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I've liked a Bethesda game more than like it's fine. Straight
yeah,
up.
fantasy games are perfectly fine. Like, I enjoy them. They're fun waste of time.
There's
But
so
yeah,
many more games that I've got to play.
go have a look on YouTube. There's plenty of non-NDA footage and all that.
Not India.
The developers are pretty open about it. They have a Discord, and I haven't looked in there in a while, but last time I checked, we're going to be in closed beta for about 1 more month, and then it's going into open beta.
Ooh.
But it looks pretty solid. There are, of course, still some bugs. Like, there are some quests that just don't work because of the way it works. Because it's all one continuous world.
Yeah.
So if someone does something that, like, so if you do something client side, if you quest together, you all have to pick up the quest individually, and then when you get there, you will all see what you're meant to see due to the quest.
Mm-hmm.
But if someone walks, say, that one dungeon where the big door opens for the Mages Guild.
Yeah.
If you are doing that and someone sees it will just look like you will walk through the mountain.
Oh, that's fine. That's not too bad.
But like, yeah, it's things like that. Like those are bugs that aren't game breaking and can be fixed. I don't know what they're like on Dragon Shouts and that. And of course, the stance on mods is theoretically the way it works. Mods should be fine, but don't blame us if they don't work.
That's fair. Also, there's a thing in chat about roguelikes versus actual like big map RPGs.
I
and
think
sense
they're
of progression.
separate games. My main problem with roguelikes is I don't get a sense of progression.
I'll say this: Enter the Gungeon gave me the most sense of progression I've had in a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Like,
holy
shit! I have like 80 hours in Enter the Gungeon, and I feel like I've gotten so much farther in and found so much more stuff and done so many things.
Traditional roguelikes where it's just completely randomly generated. Yeah, like I enjoy them. I'm not the biggest fan. I like Dead Cells, but that's not a game where that's not really a game where I get a sense of adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And Enter the Gungeon isn't really a game where I get a sense of adventure either. A sense of adventure, I get things from like Skyrim, Oblivion, all the other big AAA RPGs, The Witcher. They all feel like big grand adventures. Enter the Gungeon just feels like, yet again, I'm going down into the Gungeon, and I'm going to kill a shit ton of stuff for loot. For
yeah, but did you ever kill the dragon and get to the glitch and all that shit, dude?
Did you kill the Beholster?
Yeah.
I have never killed the dragon, I will admit.
I haven't killed
but it
the
doesn't,
lich,
like,
but...
They don't feel massive, like, adventures. I'm not saying they're bad.
What a basic
at all,
bitch.
but I think for fulfilling that sense of adventure, I prefer the more traditional RPGs.
That's fair, I guess.
However, there is a middle ground. There are always middle grounds where I think, like, I didn't know Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is an RPG roguelike. I've beaten Explorers of this. I've beaten a bunch of them, I think. I've definitely beaten the first one. I feel like I've beaten another one.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many there are. And if they're roguelikes, I didn't even notice.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be a case of that actually does feel like an adventure because you've played it a little bit, you said, but there is a grand overarching story. It just happens that the dungeons themselves are random. At least that's how I imagine it works. I am not a basic bitch.
Got him. Fuck. Also, I wanted to
Bann dumb.
Bann dumb, yeah. I think that's all I wanted to cover for video games and like that shit.
I think that's basically everything
for that. I got a couple other things to mention though.
Yeah. Overwatch got a new hero. Any strong feelings?
Looks busted. Looks busted AF, to be honest.
Okay.
And I've got a running deal with a buddy of mine where he thinks goats as a comp is gonna get better with the new hero, but I think the patch with the buffs to the other DPS characters and him are gonna make it so that goats does not keep running over everything.
Okay.
And so we're gonna see where that goes, but I'm not playing the game much.
I assume it's looks busted. Don't care. I kind of stopped playing.
He looks busted though. Oh, holy shit. He literally has an ability that makes you unable to die.
Yeah, the immortal ability. That's gotta be for enemies too, right?
No.
Otherwise you just win.
He's got an AoE, literally to tell death to fuck off. He's got an AoE heals. He's got good damage and mobility.
So, in League of Legends, Kindred has an ability like that. She's like the embodiment of death.
Mm-hmm.
Her ultimate, on like a 90-second cooldown, is a big AoE around her where no one can die in it. That includes you, your teammates, your enemies, your like the neutral monsters, minions.
That's
Like
interesting.
it's like that's like
That's a cool like
that.
mechanic to play
That's why
around.
it's balanced, is because you have to think about it. It's not just team fight.
We win.
Yeah, like
Oh shit.
team fight. Look, you can't kill us. You break your cam.
I hit the table too hard. Hold on.
But I don't play Overwatch that much. I could be wrong, but
I
we got games I played that got updated actually. Rainbow Six Siege, we're getting new operators soon. That looks cool.
Oh, I heard there was some
I don't really-
controversy on the subreddit about the fat hero or the fat one that they're adding
Yeah,
in. And people were
apparently,
real mad about it.
She's not fat. She is clearly not fat. She's just like thick because of course she fucking is. She's a part of a counter-terrorism unit. Of course she's gonna be muscly and kinda big. She's not gonna be like the other female operators we have who are wearing skin-tight leggings.
New
Like,
operators.
I think they're fine. I think they're pretty good. I feel like they're gonna be changing the.
Do you remember her name, by the way?
I believe the girl is Gridlock.
Gridlock.
Yeah, it's Gridlock and Mozzie. Do you know about Siege roughly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Gridlock's cool. She's got a new gadget where she's definitely obese. She's chubby. Don't get me wrong, but I think that's like 80%. She's just big built. Like she's wide and muscular. She looks like a rugby player.
I can't
And
find
rugby
a picture
players
of
aren't
her.
obese. Gridlock Siege.
I looked up Rainbow Six Siege Gridlock. Gridlock. I can't. I mean, I guess that's about as close
One
as we're
word.
gonna get. I don't know. Let me see. Fuck. Maybe I'll just find the Reddit post. I don't know. It was on. I was reading it off of Top Minds of Reddit.
Hang on, I found one for you. Siege is always full of these controversies, and honestly, as an actual player, I never hear about them.
Well, I mean I think the subreddit seems pretty toxic just
There
in
you go.
general.
Yeah, no, it's one of those situations where the subreddit community is incredibly toxic, but a lot of games have that problem. It's a competitive first-person shooter.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
But like, look at her and tell me she's obese. She's like, yeah, she's chubby, but she's not fat.
I wouldn't consider her like giant. I mean, she's
Just
big,
kind
but
of
she's like
big and muscular.
if you look at her arms, they're not like super hanging and flabby. They're like
Yeah,
still,
like that's clearly muscle. It's just not toned,
Mm-hmm.
which means she hasn't starved herself. But no, like I do agree, it's kind of weird looking at her compared to the other characters because she very much stands out.
I think it's a good addition,
gameplay
though.
wise. Yeah, I couldn't care less what she looks like. I'll be honest. Gameplay wise, I think she's really cool. She has an LMG. She has the M249, which same as Capital, and I believe the M249 is getting a buff with it's getting a new scope, which is I think slightly better than the ACOG, which is the best scope in the game so far. Which means those two attackers are getting a pretty decent buff. And she also has a trench gun, like stereotypical pump action shotty, which from the looks of it looks like it can kill from pretty far away of one shot. Not like miles away, but like it's pretty good range for a shotgun. But mainly, I really like her gadget. I think her gadgets actually might shake up the meta, where she has a device she can put on the ground, and it starts spewing out like these giant caltrops. And if a defender stands on one, they take 10 damage, and if they're sprinting, they stop.
Feels over reels. She feels
Yeah.
fat.
Hey, don't talk to me about feels over reels. I'm very much on the reels side. Bann knows that about me.
I'm also.
But even I'm saying, like, dude, this is not an issue. This is like a non-issue. This is like the China thing over again. Like, people in Siege got upset because they were going to censor stuff for China, and they're like, no, you can't censor it for China.
That's
like,
the Chinese government. Don't talk to the game devs. What the fuck?
He's like, it's also like, dude, dude, they're going to remove the neon stripper and turn it into a neon cigarette or something.
Oh,
they're not actually changing anything.
Like, I like censorship in any form, not really, but also you're dealing with the Chinese government. Like, what do you want?
When it's that minor, I don't give a shit.
I give a shit on a weird romantic artistic level, but I don't give a shit on I don't give a shit on a China shithole perspective.
Yeah, like, whatever. But yeah, no, she looks really cool.
I like her.
Her gadget looks like it's really going to change up the meta because it's going to stop like heavy roam comps, which I've been looking to Pro League a little bit. Heavy roam generally is incredibly popular. It's incredibly nice to be able to just cut off parts of the map that you can shoot the traps to destroy them, but there's so many of them from one device that you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And information. Mozzie, however, I think is probably going to shake up the meta more. He has a small carbine, I believe it is, like a little SMG kind of thing, and a machine pistol.
Yeah.
And then I think his sidearm's just a regular pistol. I'm not sure. I can't remember what his loadout was. I looked at Gridlock much more. He has a device. He has 3 of these that he can place on terrain and anywhere. And if an enemy drone drives past it, it gets hacked and becomes Mozzie's drone.
Oh shit!
So he potentially has access to 3 additional cameras, including special drones. So if Twitch brings her drone in, he gains control of Twitch's drone and can zap the attacking team, which is interesting. I think he's going to change up the meta a lot more because it makes droning a lot more risky. Because giving the defenders an extra cam is real bad. Even if you can just kill the drone, you still the fact you kill it is still information. They know that you were in that area.
Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to.
Yeah. Okay.
I wanted to cover. I wanted to mention just 2 quick things, and then I actually have a buddy who I'm gonna have hop onto the podcast for a hot minute because he has very strong opinions on Pokemon, and he was a big man in like Melee Brawl Land.
Oh, okay.
So he made some big name mods for that stuff, and was like very much followed it, and went to local competitions and stuff. So I want to ask him about those 2 things. But first, I want to mention a couple things. Bernie Sanders running for president 2020. Crab raid.
Oh, I couldn't care less about your
Crab Bernie Sanders 2020 crab. That's where we're going. And then also there was an interesting thing from Texas, which even if you don't care about this, I think you'll find it entertaining at the very least.
It's from Texas, so I hope I find it entertaining.
Schools in Texas, right? Well, first off, school shootings in the U.S. is like a giant problem, and and so Texas's idea was they now have more guards in schools. They also they have an assault rifle locked up in a safe at like every school that the people can access. Just in case Billy goes a little out of control in PE class, and and not only that, they're looking into using RFIDs to track the locations of students.
I mean, stuff like that, I can understand why you would want that. I can understand why people are like, yeah, that's a good idea. Like, because it's like, yeah, I guess. That's like a
2-second take of like, hey, how do we prevent kids from like leaving all the time? Well, you just track them. Oh, that's a great idea. But then the moment after that should be like, wait a second, we're literally tracking kids here. Like,
surely there's a better idea.
It's just really, really funny. I think it's so stupid. I just like. Hold on, guys. PE has been pushed back for about 15 minutes. Billy went a little crazy. They had to put him down. We're cleaning everything up. Just make sure. just wait in the locker room, boys.
So, the part that makes it the part I find it most hilarious about it, because I can understand that from a point of view, and honestly, I struggle to be like, that's bad unless a better option approached. However, the part that I think is actually really funny is that there's genuinely just a assault rifle in a safe. I can imagine going to the principal office and be like, oh, what's in that box? Oh, it's just my assault rifle.
I just like to think of a scenario where like a kid pulls out a gun out of his backpack, and then like the security like sees that, jogs on over to the principal's office, 13, 78, 4, pulls out the AR, like puts the bullets in the magazine, shoves it in there, runs back to the classroom.
That one's dumb. More guards, of course, that's going to help, I guess. Like, upping security always helps when trying to not have security threats. No brainer, right?
RFID. Honestly, the RFID tags scare me more.
I can honestly understand the RFID, and I reckon I'm not against it by any means. But again, I'm not American, so I don't claim to know like American politics. I never have. But I am definitely that camp that gets ridiculed in America. That is, you know what solves a bad guy with a gun? Good guy with a gun, I guess. Like, sure, just shoot him.
Well, I
because
mean, but
like guns are already being fired.
It's the same issue of like with the RFIDs. The same issue of like why were people mad when they got all their texts and calls and emails and all that stuff tracked? Like if there's nothing,
Bann,
if you're not doing anything bad, there's nothing to hide. Well, that's missing the point.
Bann, you know I'm pro surveillance state.
Oh god damn it!
I live in fucking Britain. You know I'm
god
pro surveillance
damn it!
state. Like if we track everyone, crimes can't happen. Yes, that sucks, and yes, it should not just be a we know everything about everyone all the time, but it can work.
I think
I'm much more of a does it work than a is it right?
Well, there's always the argument too.
I have also admitted to thinking having actual just police like being legitimately scary is not a bad thing.
That's awful. Holy fuck, dude.
Like not like shoot people on sight, of course, but I have no issue with a hey, can you talk to me? You look slightly sketchy. But in all fairness,
all laws are backed up by the threat of death, and that is a fact.
I know I'm wrong. I think I've said to you before that I know I'm wrong, and that's why I don't vote. Is because I know I'm incorrect. It's just that's what I would do.
And there's also an argument for is giving up personal freedom enough to just stop some crimes? And a lot of times I would say for that stuff, like no, I don't know. RFID idea.
I think the answer is yeah.
Like, you look pretty dark skinned to be in this area. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Of course, it would be abused. I'm thinking in it was an abuse situation. But of course, it's going to be abused. Everything gets abused. I hate people.
Are you sure you're here legally, son? Just pass me that RFID tag and your 3 forms of identification. One of them not being your birth certificate.
Look, I'm not going to lie. If I go down my street, I guarantee you I can find people not here legally.
I mean, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about
I guarantee you there is.
Being in my country of the U.S. illegally, I don't give a shit. Also, there was a study that came out, by the way, that said that they tracked it from 2010 to 2017. They find that every year more illegal immigrants leave the U.S. than come in. Every year. Literally every year more leave. So that's why we need to build a wall so they can't get out. We need them here.
Yeah, we gotta keep them here. Our cheap labor's going.
Where's our cheap labor? Where's our farm workers? Where's our farm hands? Where's our factory workers?
I know, yeah, like I try not to discuss politics because I know I'm wrong, but I have very strong opinions.
Hold on, I want to read a quote. From my Discord. I want to see if I can scroll up far enough. It has to do with the RFID shit. I just thought it was really
in general.
I thought it was really funny. No, it was just like it was a good meme, but let me see if I can find it. It's gonna take a while to scroll up though.
Like RFID, I don't see a giant like tracking people is probably bad, but if it works, it works. That's my opinion on it.
Where is it? It was a couple days ago, so
there comes a point where something bad happens enough times that just suck up. This is what this is now how it has to work.
RFID isn't totally impractical though, and it doesn't really track your information any more than like a credit card does.
Like, it tracks your location. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. Nothing wrong with getting your location tracked. Your location's already tracked. You got a phone?
Let me read it. Where is it? Sorry guys, but class is gonna be delayed 15 minutes. Billy started a shooting spree in the gym and Officer Kyle had to go take him out. We'll get the floor cleaned up in a jiffy. Reminder that students number 317 and number 1764, for your own safety, make sure you put your face in the designated scanner before entering a new room. If you try to escape during lunch again, we'll send Officer Bob and Dale to track you down and bring you back. I say entertaining, but that's not really a good word to use. But it's so entertaining just to see our school system literally turn into what feels like a fucking prison. But
what is your opinion on this then? So you need an ID card to get into a college to prove that you are meant to be a student and benefiting from the services that college provides because you had to pay money or you had to be accepted in. How do you think that's any different from just having to show your ID to compared to being like, oh yeah, I rightfully belong here, let me scan this card?
I don't know, man.
Do you think there's inherently a difference?
Well, also, like...
Granted, it tracks you. Like, take the tracking out of... Like, do you think having more precautions of making sure only people who are meant to be in a place which is meant to be safe and so on are meant to be there?
I think going for precautions is a very short-sighted way of solving these issues, right?
But do you not think there should be precautions?
I mean, should there be precautions? Sure, but do you think those will solve the issue, or will they just try to mitigate the problems?
I think it'll delay the issue.
I think.
And would you rather not delay the issue than have it happen and then try and like? Do you not think it's pretty big-headed to be like, "Yo, I can solve this before it happens again"?
I don't think anybody can solve it before it happens again, but I think
So
taking
why not
away everybody's
precautions?
personal freedoms isn't a good way to mitigate it. I think
I-
taking away personal freedoms
Eh.
is not the correct way to go about it.
I don't think we're talking personal freedoms, to be honest.
Being able to
Like-
go to school and not get shot or being tracked
No,
in
like,
your
in terms
location
of
consistently
RFID
by the
stuff.
government is a little yikes to me.
Well, again, I asked you, do you have a smartphone?
Yeah.
Well, you're being tracked right now.
Yeah, and I fucking hate it.
Well,
I hate both of these.
like the government already has access to that information. You having an RFID doesn't change that.
It makes it a hell of a lot easier, and especially at like schools and I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't
well,
like it.
it's
I don't
just one
like
of
any
those
of it.
situations, Like, what would your precaution be though? Like,
My precaution?
yeah,
I mean,
apart from just like knowing where every student is, because I assume that's how these work. Because I'm not sure exactly. Like, I'm going off of what you've told me. Surely that helps, right?
maybe? I don't even know. Because there's been a lot of arguments about like a good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun, but in the end of the day, it's still more people getting shot all the time. And I don't think
That comes down to an issue I have with a lot of politics. Is it often comes down to morality versus like practicality. I think while the moral question should be answered after the fact. If you can stop an event that's bad from happening, stop it. Then we'll start thinking about morality, because I'd rather that event not happen, and then we can question about how we made it not happen. Granted, I'm not saying we should stop X type of person from doing something by killing all of them. I'm talking like if someone pulls out a gun and genuinely threatens to kill people and is going to do it, he fires one shot. If someone kills that guy, yeah, I think you did the right thing. People were gonna die. However, that does not make it morally correct, and now we will discuss it.
I don't think having the moral debate after is even like, I don't think that's necessarily responsible.
But
Like,
would you rather go, shit, he's got a gun, he's gonna shoot people, but wait, is it right to kill him?
I mean,
Like, in the moment, which one would you rather have?
in the moment, it doesn't really matter at the same, like if you're in a moment where somebody's gonna shoot you or you're gonna shoot them, obviously you're gonna try to shoot them because that's just how it works. But
Yeah.
like, I don't like all these measures that are literally taking away personal freedoms from my fellow human beings just because there's some bad eggs that we need to sort out properly
I'm
beforehand.
not gonna lie, I don't consider your location, like where you can go is obviously a personal freedom. People not knowing that, like,
What do you mean?
I don't care if the government know I spent 6 hours at Wendy's.
If the government wants to know that I bought 13.5 Big Macs today,
Yeah.
that's their prerogative.
But no, Horstick, yeah, I'm a fucking idiot, I know that. But I think entirely on a practical element, because I just, like, it's gonna sound real edgy, I just don't understand people. So I think entirely on just a, basis. Because trying to understand people hurts my brain.
If you're not doing anything bad, you got nothing to hide. Like that misses the
Yeah.
whole point of like human beings and like personal freedoms and how the
Like,
first world works and it exists.
I said in your chat, I genuinely, like, empathy could, like, it doesn't confuse me. I'm just genuinely there, like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, that guy being sad is bad, but
Also,
tough
lazy.
shit.
Having a different opinion can very much so be dumb. Like there are
Yeah.
plenty of opinions that are incredibly dumb.
My favorite one was someone said to a friend of mine, "You can't prove me wrong because it's my opinion," and the immediate response was, "The Earth is flat. That's just my opinion, bro."
Is he autistic?
I am autistic, actually.
There you go.
I am on the spectrum. I don't know exactly what it is, but it was back when I was like 6. It was found. I am quite heavily autistic, and it's part of why I can't work.
There was a meme take.
I can't talk to people.
There was a meme take that I heard way back about gun violence. I was watching a debate about it, and the guy said, an armed, what was it? An armed civilization. No, what is it? Like an armed people's is a
There
peaceful
you go.
people's, and it's like, wait,
Yes and no.
if everybody was
Wait,
armed,
wait.
there'd just be a lot of random people getting shot
What's-
because people
what-
had those gamer moments, those heated gamer moments. Somebody pulls out,
What's the new meme?
whips out a
Yes, but no.
45. Yes, but no.
I guess theoretically maybe, but no.
Imagine hitting that heated gamer moment, whipping out the Colt 45 and just doming to somebody across
Women
the
are all
street.
women are all useless cum dumpsters. Just my opinion, bro.
Yes, but also
Fucking
no.
incels over here repping their subreddit.
They got deleted, rightfully so. Just
No,
like,
I'm just saying, it's a fucking miracle that I have a significant other.
yeah.
He's like, I love you. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, sorry, I love you too. That's legitimately happens every time. Like, I love you. And there's like a blank look. I'm like, oh yeah, I love you too.
That's
I
how
just don't get it.
that's how I feel every day, but just about menial tasks, where somebody will be like, "Hey, can you move this into like the other room?" And then halfway on the way to the walk to the other room, I forget, and I'm like, "Why am I here? What am I
fucking
doing?"
Hate... No, like it's not even that. Like someone, like when I worked out back in a takeaway while I was a chef, I used to also do like odd jobs before we were open properly,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be like, oh, can you get this box and bring it out here? And I literally grab the box and just dump it in the middle of the front room and be like, sorry, where do I go from here? I don't understand.
Yeah, like
It's like my brain just doesn't work in the way that I can figure it out. I need like proper instructions.
like the most common example for me is like we'll finish a gallon of milk and my dad will be like, "Go get one from the other fridge," and then I'll grab the one that I need to recycle, take it out to the garage because that's where our recycling bin is. And then I'll like set it down.
Wait, no, stop.
What?
What kind of white ass motherfucker are you? You got 2 fridges.
True.
Is that normal?
In
I
the
wish
U-
I had 2 fridges.
In the U.S., kind of. We just have like a fridge out in the garage that holds extra stuff, and a fridge in the house that's like regular.
Okay.
But I'll just like I'll be walking out, and I'll like set down the empty gallon, and then just walk back in the house, and my dad will be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And
Well,
I'm
like,
like, "Oh shit!"
I'm not autistic. I'm on the spectrum. I honestly do not care at all what it is. I could go find out from a doctor, but they found out forever ago.
You know what's a good meme?
What?
Autism's on a spectrum. But people don't consider gender to be on a spectrum. No, I'm not gonna get into that right now. Okay, moving on.
Yeah, they told me that forever ago, and I was like, yeah, sure, as an 8-year-old, and didn't remember it.
There's a person here. There's a person that I on Discord that I wanted to ask about the Melee
Yes,
and
do it.
Pokemon stuff. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm gonna message him that, and I think he's
Yeah.
also in chat. Are you
Where's he in
ready? Aye. Okay, so I'm gonna add him to the call here.
Aye.
Aye. Add. Bam. Thank you, ma'am. Get on the floor, and he's in the call.
Ooh, are we all alive? Okay, yeah, that was a moment.
Bring me in straight for the gamer talk here.
The real gamer,
away
the
from
heated
the
gamer
lame
moments, dude.
politics and into the gamer news. Honestly,
Look, I don't like talking about politics. Sometimes Bann is talking for too long, and I'm like, nah, we need a different opinion.
yeah, understandable. Most of my-
Even
all of-
if
almost
I
all my
know
political
my
knowledge
opinion
comes
is
from
dumb,
fucking-
I'm still like, nah, we need a second opinion here, just so.
Understandable.
That's why there's
so,
multiple
man, you
people.
wanted to talk about
I wanted to
Melee
ask
not
you
being
about how you feel about
Yeah.
Melee not being at EVO. That's the first thing.
yeah. So about that, Melee's actually been going under a lot of controversy now, well, among the community
I thought so.
for
Someone told me about it.
wobbling and
I heard about
Jigglypuff
wobbling.
as a whole. Wobbling and Jigglypuff as a whole. So to break those down really quickly, wobbling is the ice climbers or the ices are 2 characters, right? And there's a thing called chain grabbing in Smash Bros, especially Melee, and they can basically pass the person they're fighting between each other infinitely and kill you off of one grab. And there are restrictions on it. They're like, you can't do more than 150 damage in one grab, and that's basically death. Because you can also order the other one to smash while you're holding them, so it's a free kill if you get a grab.
Yeah.
But that's as far as that goes. Some tournaments ban it, but recently they're like, hey, should we ban Jigglypuff and Ices as a whole? Just as a whole.
Ooh.
And there's only one person who's ever been successful with Jigglypuff is
Hungrybox.
Hungrybox. Yeah. He's the only one to get value out of the character. And people are just like, it's turning me away from the game. It's not making it fun. And everyone's just crying and like saying, if he doesn't stop pointing Jigglypuff, I'm gonna quit. And that's like that's their That's their that's their standpoint on it.
Also, real quick, this is Spooks, by the way.
Hi.
He
Yeah,
does stream on here.
I play Overwatch with Bann. I used to play a lot with Bann,
Oh.
but not as much anymore.
Because Overwatch is
So
dying a little bit.
you explained how Ice Climber's bad. Why is Jigglypuff bad? I don't.
Why is Jigglypuff? Okay, so Jigglypuff
What is it with her
it's-
moveset that's like crazy?
So
Isn't her back air just busted?
there's a lot of things that are potentially busted about Jigglypuff. So like, the top characters in the game are like Marth, Fox, Falco, Sheik, pretty much,
Yeah.
right? And Jigglypuff is on the top of the tier list. It's usually a shitty character, but this specific player named Hungry Box is able to consistently win major tournaments and has recently been winning almost every major tournament around.
Didn't he win Apex?
With, I believe so, with the character Jigglypuff. I think he won last Evo Melee, I believe.
And
Like,
he won Apex 2019.
yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So what makes Jigglypuff busted is that Jigglypuff has these super disjointed hitboxes, right? And specifically the back air, a disjoint in a hitbox is a good example of a disjoint is a sword character. So their sword is a disjointed hitbox from them. So if you punch their sword, only your hand is going to get hurt, right? Their sword is not part of them, if that makes sense. So Jigglypuff's feet, when they kick, are just big disjoints. And I don't know. It's just I haven't looked that much into the mechanical aspect of why everyone wants Jigglypuff banned. I personally don't agree with it, but like,
As far as I can tell, it just seems like Jigglypuff can spam moves and float around so much that it makes it just like unfun to play against. That's
yeah, they're
like, she
saying
just
the
throws
character
out-
invalidates a lot of other characters or whatever.
or other strategies.
Yeah, that seems, dude. Speaking of fucking, you wanted to talk about like Pokemon too. I'm not gonna move on to Pokemon, but like that seems to be one of the leading causes of anything getting banned in anything is over centralization, and what that means is like
Goats. Excuse me.
pretty much like yeah.
Excuse
What
me.
do you
Oh,
say?
I just had to cough there.
Yeah, no. I think my opinion on that, from what I understand, is I am against banning little nuances, because if say a new player wants to get into melee,
Mhm.
I don't know why. I imagine new players get into melee every day, but I don't know why I would.
I don't know if it gets new players every day actually.
Like maybe most days, you know. Like, I'm sure. I'm sure.
It has
I'm
a
sure
very
people come
established
into the
fan base at the
community.
least.
Yeah,
It's very
I'm sure
established,
people. I'm sure people come in constantly, but I imagine it's a big turnoff to come in and like, oh, you want to play melee competitively? Cool. And rather than be, let's sit down and teach you how to play, it's okay. You're gonna have to read this 2-page document on all the things you're not allowed to do.
It
That's
depends.
like, and that's what I'm like with most games. Like the problem is like with
So wait, what'd you say?
newer
What'd you say?
games-
I was getting a phone
So-
call on that last part. You said you're gonna, here's a list
So,
of all the things you have to do.
So like yeah, so like rather than being like, oh, you want to get into competitive melee, you sit down, you learn how to play. Like, hey, let's learn some combos, let's learn fundamentals, all that kind of stuff.
Here, let me,
When you sit them down and then you give them a list of things they can't do, that's more of a okay.
that seems to be everyone who's a casual that goes from the story mode of games of Pokemon trying to go into competitive Pokemon when they realized so many Pokemon are banned or so many Pokemon are restricted.
But like,
So many
that's what
strategies
I
are
think
restricted.
I think it's much better to just in general patch newer games so those things get changed if they genuinely are a problem.
Yeah.
Well,
But with older games, that's not an option. However, you
Where's
did
the
mention
where's the
Jigglypuff-
Switch melee release that they can?
here's the
patch?
thing. Here's the thing.
you said Jigglypuff's like unfun to play against, or Bann
Sure.
said that someone.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think
yeah.
I don't think a strategy should be get rid of just because it's unfun to play against.
Yeah,
even if it's powerful, I think something being I play Magic, I've played fucking League for ages. I understand what it's like to play against an unfun strategy. However, you should never fully remove someone's strategy unless it is actually game breaking, because by removing it, you're making some people happy, but you're removing the reason some people play the game.
that's fair. I wanted to say 3 things in the post.
But no, continue. I just wanted to give you my
Yeah,
reason
no,
for it.
that's fair.
Otherwise, I don't really have much to say on competitive.
I think that's totally fair. 3 things. So one I wanted to say is Smash Bros. It's at heart a party game. It's a party casual game. Pokemon at heart is like a game for children, but these
Mhm.
games have extremely serious competitive communities, and they're not going to be patched as if they were extremely seriously competitive games. The new
Oh, of course.
Smash Bros. Ultimate's getting this treatment where they for the first time ever they're releasing patch notes on a fucking Nintendo game, but like
Cryptic patch notes, but they are patch notes.
they're patch notes still.
It's like trying to read
And
hieroglyphs. Fuck, dude.
yeah, like so that's one thing. Another thing is I would say I would agree with you and say that if Jigglypuff was really that broken, then everyone would be picking up Jigglypuff and just winning tournaments left and right. But only this dude is like literally there's only like 3 relevant Jigglypuff players, and with him being the only like actually relevant one. So I wouldn't say that it's so broken. He's some like wizard that has figured out melee and this needs to go. What was I gonna say? Ultimate patterns are super duper in depth. Yeah, I haven't looked at them recently. Fuck. What was I gonna say about the melee?
Jiggy.
Sitting down and getting into melee. I thought you were gonna go somewhere, but you went a different direction with it. You were saying that people don't like to be sat down and told this is what they can and can't do in the game.
Yeah, it's the people don't like being told what they can't do. It's the
I
whole
think-
like buff. It's that whole buff nerf thing that we actually like did a thing on. People hate it when you take stuff away from them, even if like no matter the way you do it, it always hurt. It always feels like more of an impact to have something taken away than to be given something, which is
yeah.
like that's a fact that's been proven. I imagine you feel like, oh yeah, no, I always like someone could take $5 from me and I'd fucking hate that, and I probably remember that more than when someone gave me $10.
Yeah.
It's
And
cryptic as
yeah,
fuck.
I
My
think-
slanting language.
Yeah.
I want to say one thing because I have ADD and I'm not my Adderall, so I'm not gonna remember this if I fucking bury it now. So what is this saying? One of the leading causes for something to get banned in anything is that it's over centralized, and what does that means is you need to be able to play against this strategy. You need to like in Pokemon's context, you need to have a counter for this specific Pokemon built somewhere onto your team. Otherwise, you auto lose to it upon running into it. And what are your opinions on something being banned for being so over centralizing? Because the things that were banned last generation were like Mega Sableye, and Mega Sableye's problem was like if you didn't run a specific type of breaker to break through it, you auto lost into it. And I'm guessing what in Smash Bros context, what they're talking about here is over centralization is if you don't know the Puff matchup, you auto lose. I don't know, man.
Yeah, if you
I don't
don't know
know,
if you don't know the Puff matchup, you just don't win the tournament. That's just how it goes. If HBox is in the tournament and you can't play well against a Puff, then you just lose. That's
Dude,
it.
I would argue about some plenty of new players coming into Smash Bros. Is that specifically melee, the skill ceiling and the skill floor is so ridiculously huge that it's a detriment. It deters new players from coming in. Instead
Oh
of
yeah,
sitting players down and saying this is what you can't do, it's sitting players down and saying you better be able to perform these ridiculously advanced mechanics, otherwise you are irrelevant and will never become anything in this game.
in terms
So
of
here's L
in terms of
canceling.
Pokemon, it's just
Dude, I've been trying to
I
teach
think
someone
the-
Pokemon recently.
I
And-
looked into
yeah.
competitive Pokemon very briefly, and I like it. I think it's cool. I do not care at all for the tournament scene, though. I think it's like cool to do with my friends, where we're all like, yeah, I guess we'll go by tournament rules, I guess. But none of us are the kind of people to be like, I'm gonna play the very best thing out there because we're not playing for anything.
That's fair.
Like, we'll generally make dumb Mimi comps or something that's good but like weird. Like main problem, like it comes out like you said, is like Pokemon doesn't get patched, I guess, and
No, it
this is
doesn't.
gonna sound pretty bad. It's like I think that's on the fault of the players for playing a game that isn't competitively designed.
Oh man, there are a lot
I
of
don't
fucking
think
good
blaming the
Pokemon.
players to play the way they want to play is the right way to go about that.
No. I mean, like that's something they've got to understand. Like, yeah, sure, you can ban
swallow.
it, but you need to understand that that's got to be a thing because you, as a community, decided that you want to play this competitively.
Is
That's
it bad to
fine,
want more out of
but-
the thing you love? Like, I don't know.
No, but you like when going into something, you should understand what it is.
You
And
know,
I'm sure they do. It's just I don't think they like subconsciously do. They like, and when actually brought to it, they're like, oh yeah, I guess that is something we've got to do. It's not something we can look at Nintendo to do for us.
that's fair. I would argue. I mean, upon first glance, the competitive rules of like let's say the OU metagame look cancerous maybe, but if you actually look at them, they're anti-cancer. So here's some of them I'm gonna read off. Like the sleep clause mod, you can only put one enemy to
I
sleep.
know.
You can't put the whole enemy team to sleep. What else? Species clause, you can only have one fucking Lucario on your team. You can't just spam a bunch of them. Fucking evasion moves, you can't boost your evasion. and then, like they try to eliminate as much RNG as they can.
And like the evasion stuff, like literally, like shit like sand attack actually is the most tilting thing I think I've ever had in like any video game. Is when you're like, just even casual Pokemon, you're like, Weedle used sand attack, and then you sit there for 15 turns spamming tackle until eventually it fucking lands.
Big shit post. I derailed your main topic, and you said, "What do I think about Melee not being at Evo?" I think that it's potentially dangerous for the game's lifespan. I mean, I don't know, because I don't know. It's not pulling in new players every day, and I feel like if you, let's say it doesn't show up at Evo, let's say it doesn't show up at the next 2 major fighting game tournaments, it could fade into obscenity. I mean, I don't know.
Melee to me feels like, imagine like a huge buff guy
It's a cult.
who's stuck at the hospital because he has a weak heart.
Melee,
just like he's this
to
huge
calm you
buff
down.
dude who just runs around. Everybody loves him, but
Just
he
to
gets
calm
hit
you
too
down in
hard.
case you didn't hear, Melee is confirmed to still be at CEO. I think it's called. It's not getting kicked out of that too. So it is still going to have a presence in fighting games. It's just I'm very much on the point. I think the game's had its day and it should move on. I think it's perfectly fine for them to still have their own tournaments and they can go to other tournaments. But I like the Evo changes its lineup, and I feel like it's been too long that I'd like them to change their lineup more often as well. I'd like to see some more different things rather than Street Fighter, Tekken. But like, eventually you've got to get rid of what is essentially a gaming legend and let it be a legend, right?
That's fair. I do have to go soon, but I want to talk about the. You said you want to talk about the new Pokemon really quickly.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Fucking beak chimp turtle grass thing is really fucking cute. The rest of them are alright, I guess.
I like Water one.
Water's pretty forgettable, like it's always been.
What
every
the fuck?
generation.
Buh!
That's all I gotta say about that. Fire, fire.
Okay, the fire one is shit. It's literally Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Okay.
Yeah.
Fire is always shit.
Dude, they've been going all out though, making the grass ones cute.
The only good fire Pokemon starter is fucking Charmander.
I like
And maybe
Chimchar.
Cyndaquil.
I liked Chimchar.
I didn't like Chimchar because it was a fucking just fire monkey.
All of the ones between Chimchar and all the ones between fucking Blaziken and Charmander are super forgettable. I don't know. There's like a bunch, like 5 pigs, 5 fighting ones. They're all firefighting. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
So, like I like Cyndaquil and Charmander. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Last thing I wanted to say about the Pokemon thing is people are really speculating on what mechanics, if they're gonna visit any past mechanics, and if they're gonna continue any. Because the 2 most recent mechanics, major ones that they've introduced are Mega Evolutions and
They have to
Z
continue
moves
those.
and Alolan ones. They can't do Alolan ones, so that's dead. I'd love for them to continue Mega Evolutions because there's so many fucking subpar, average-ass Pokemon that could love it. Like Luxray, Arcanine, specifically Luxray. Luxray's so fucking bad. You know what a Glass Cannon, how it's like fast and powerful, but it's really weak?
Yeah.
Fucking Luxray is powerful and slow and frail. Like that's it. Like it dies before it does anything, and it's so fucking disappointing. What's all I had to say?
I think
gonna
Mega
dip.
Evolutions is a good way.
I
of
want them
making
to bring it back.
old
It's so
things
cool.
relevant.
I didn't know they got rid of it, but I haven't played a Pokemon game since XY. I'm honestly happy because when he said someone's going to come on and complain about Pokemon, I thought you were just going to berate my choice of a British heritage.
Yeah.
British
I
heritage.
think the map looks cool. I think this scenario looks really good.
I said it. I honestly think that this is the coolest region aesthetically they've done so far.
I haven't seen anything about
Because-
it. Is it placed in
I'll link you the
where's this?
trailer.
It's Britain.
It looks like
Pokemon.
Britain, yeah.
It's based off Britain, and
Sword
if you
and
go through the
Shield.
podcast VOD, I think there's like 30 minutes of me going frame by frame with Bann and being like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
They have put a lot of attention into detail into making it look like Britain.
Yeah, Mega
as a British man-
Dunsparce. Where's my Mega Dunsparce? Where's my Mega
Oh.
Dunsparce sweeper?
I want Mega Shuckle. I just want like a giant floating ball of a bunch of
Yo, this game
Shuckle
looks
heads
so fucking
smoking out
pretty.
of it.
What the hell?
Mega
Shuckle
Fortress.
Beholder.
Well, Shuckle's already kind of busted, isn't he?
No, a Shuckle Beholder.
Yo, I'm a fucking loser when it comes to Pokemon. Shuckle's not busted. Dude, I could literally talk Pokemon for hours and hours and hours on what's good, what's relevant,
from what
what's
we've
not
learned
relevant.
from you is
Here, hold on. Before I go,
Really?
because I have a bit. Do you want to name a Pokemon and I can tell you what its relevance is in the competitive game and
Oh,
let me
okay,
nice.
know
cool.
if it's dog shit? I'm an encyclopedia. You can just throw a Pokemon into me
This
and I'll
man
tell you
is
if
a
it's relevant.
Pokemon encyclopedia.
Can I give you my favorite Pokemon?
Go for it. I'll tell you
Wait,
if they
no.
look relevant.
Wait, sorry. My second favorite. I'll give you 2 Pokemon. My
Sure.
favorite, Vaporeon. Second favorite, Aggron.
Interesting. Vaporeon's in the lower tiers. It's outclassed by Suicune, like hardcore. It just does everything better that Vaporeon does. And Aggron has been completely obscene, completely dog shit, except for its Mega Evolution, Mega Aggron. It's
I remember.
so physically
I remember when he
bulky,
got a Mega Evolution, I cheesed the fuck out of single player with it. And cheesed my
it's
friends actual with it.
bulky on the physical side. So that's its niche it has. It's really good on stall. People run it on stall a lot.
I hate stall.
To give you a quick breakdown, I think you understand what stall offense and balance
Yeah,
is.
I understand still.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Any other ones you're gonna fucking throw into me? The fucking Spokedex.
Hold on, what's the name of the competitive set where you just run like first evolutions?
First, Little Cup.
Little Cup, yes.
It's Little Cup.
Little Cup is the best.
There's like OU, UU, RU, PU,
Chat has one. He wants to know slacking.
Slacking. Oh, slacking is actually in the legendary untiered tier. It's so unused. It's untiered.
It's so bad that there's literally no tier.
Its stats are like Arceus tier, right? Its stats are what? It's untiered.
Yeah, it's in the case when just no one's ever played it, so it's not. Or it's untiered.
There's probably like 3 people that use it per day.
Like no one ever plays it, so
no, yeah,
it's never been tiered because they don't.
Not on a tier. Because it's never used.
What's the point?
There's literally a never used tier, and there's a tier 2 tiers below that, PU and ZU. It's not on either of those. That's how how little used it is.
Well, there you go, Lazy Shock. You can be the number one.
He'll be the only slacking player. Why is slacking bad? Slacking stats are extremely fucking powerful, but Truant, where it can't move every other turn, so it's like you give your opponent a free turn to just click protect or switch to a mon that resists this attack. Something like that.
Yeah, Truant is like, it's literally the worst thing ever. Literally the worst. Holy shit.
Well, sick, it's called New England because it's like England. Therefore, the new Pokemon region is based off Britain.
Oh, I've got one.
Yeah?
What about Shedinja?
Shedinja's a cheese
one
strat.
HP Pokemon?
Shedinja's a cheese strat, yeah. It's
good.
It's not good. It's also untiered, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
No!
Yeah. Well, it's because like it has 1 HP, so it dies upon any hazards being up, and it dies upon like any super effective
shit! It dies to hazards. That'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, Stealth Rock or Spikes or Toxic Spikes.
I'm gonna give you 2 more, and then I think I'm gonna start winding down because it's starting to hit double. It's starting to hit midnight here.
Okay.
I want 2 more.
Go for it.
And this is gonna reveal my favorite types in Pokemon: Metagross and Kabutops.
Oh, interesting. So Mega Metagross was actually so good that it got banned from competitive play to the Ubers tier. And standard Metagross used to be the god of Pokemon when Steel used to resist Ghost and Dark, but then they removed that, so Steel doesn't resist Ghost and Dark anymore. And now Metagross just chills in like the mid tiers, like UU, like right below OU, the top tier. Let me see. And then you said Metagross and Kabutops. Kabutops' only usage is on rain teams because of its ability Swift Swim, doubles its speed in the rain.
I had a strat that I thought I made.
It's only used in rain teams.
What, Swift Swim? Rain teams were busted for a while, right?
Yeah, rain was the god of everything because for the longest time, like I think Gen 5 and below, weather was permanent. So you set it up and it's just there forever, like ever.
Now it's 5 turns, right?
Now it's like 5 turns and can only be extended up to 8
one of my casual teams was an absolutely terrible rain team using Ludicolo Rain Dish Kabutops.
Oh man, the goat of rain right now is Mega Swampert. He's big chunky boy.
Big
boy. Wait, tell me about Pikachu. Hold on, before I go, Horstick has to hear about Pikachu. Pikachu's also like legitimately untiered because you guys only ask about the shittiest one. Pikachu has an item specific to Pikachu that's called the Light Ball, where it doubles its offensive stats, and that lets it be really strong, but it's also relatively slow to the OU metagame and dies in 1 hit from anything. So there's Pikachu.
Damn.
Oh.
Let me think.
I'm gonna dip now.
Yeah,
no, you go shoot. Go ahead, shoot.
Well, hold on. Do you have to leave soon? Is that what you gotta do?
In a rush, but I'd like to leave soon. So
okay. Fuck. What about the evolutions? What's the best evolution? What's the worst?
Oh man, the evolutions.
Sylveon, right?
Hold on, I need to like pull them up in front of me. Evolutions. You're right about Sylveon being the best, I think.
Because isn't Fairy just a busted type now?
What is it?
Fairy type
Okay.
swords. Wait, say it again.
So Leafeon, dog shit. Flareon, dog shit. Jolteon's like lower to mid tier, dog shit. Glaceon's dog shit. Vaporeon's mid tier. Sylveon's mid tier. Espeon's mid tier. Umbreon is mid tier.
So they're either garbage or just okay.
The reason Flareon is dog shit, and Leafeon is dog shit, and Glaceon is because they're all slow and frail. Like they're all super slow and they're all super frail. So it's like just look at them and kill them before they can hurt you. I mean they're really strong, but like slow and frail.
Oh, and then I think
Like
the last one from
all,
Chad is gonna be Crobat.
Crobat. Oh, Crobat's fun. Crobat's actually really good in low tiers because he's like, well, not low tiers, mid tiers. Like they're all just below OU. OU is like those are the best of the best right now.
And
So
then
what
there's
Crobat does?
Ubers.
Crobat's fast. Yeah, OU and Ubers. OU is actually not that big right now. That's why you guys probably haven't listed any. So like, let me run through some OU ones like Alakazam, Chansey, Charizard X and Charizard Y, Clefable, Excadrill, Ferrothorn, Gliscor,
I
Garchomp,
love
Greninja,
Ferrothorn.
Heatran, Kartana, Keldeo, Lopunny, Magnezone, Mawile, Medicham, Mew, Rotom, Wash,
Is
all the other
fairy
Rotom
type
forms.
being OP homophobic propaganda?
The best
But
fairy
I
type.
like fairies.
I know he's shitposting, but fairy type and steel type are the two best types in the game.
Did
like-
Dragon,
I love
did
steel
Dragon
types.
die off because of Fairy?
Dragon's literally like a meme. Like if you go into the a showdown chat and you go, should I run Dragon Stab? They'll laugh at you and be like, oh, ha, ha, imagine running Dragon Stab because it's like resisted by Steel and Fairy, which are like so spammed on every single team. Running Dragon Stab is literally like you're throwing.
Oh. How the mighty have fallen.
How the mighty have fallen.
Alright. Yeah, I'm going to be looking into heading off now. Bann, is there anything you want to do before I'm off?
I-
I'm gonna go bye bye.
Oh, see you, dude.
I'll come on some other time. Bye bye.
Thanks, bud.
I assume you want to go and yell at the chat about whatever things that arrived or something.
One thing did arrive. I'll show it off. I doubt anybody's heard this album, but it's fucking sick, and I'm gonna.
But yeah,
show it off.
if you go show that off, I'm gonna disappear, and you can have the stage to yourself and do your closing show because it is currently like 2 to midnight.
All right. Thanks for coming on.
All right, see you, man.
See
I'll
ya.
see you again next week.
Hell yeah. All right. We're alone. We're alone, chat. Okay, so the last quick thing here. I've heard of the album. I doubt it. I mean you might have had. It's not like it's underground, but it's certainly like different. Okay, so the one that we had. Let's turn this on. Hey, how's it going? Let me reach over and. Actually, I'll show two. I can show two here. The album here is it's Quayle Chris being you is great. I wish I could be you more often is the name of the album. See here, Quayle Chris being you is great. I wish I could be you more often. There's like a sad version of him and a happy version. It's a 2-disc. So there's 2 discs in here. Let's go through them real quick. One of them being this really nice green. Ugh. This really nice green color, and by nice green color I mean like it's kind of like vomit green. And then the other one, that's disc 1, and then disc 2 being like disgusting pink, which is really nice. Those are the 2 discs for that one. The album itself is like Midlife Crisis the album. This is like a 9 out of 10 album for me, but the album, it feels like Quayle Chris is currently going through like a serious midlife crisis after becoming slightly famous. And it's really interesting because some of the songs are just him like in a really unique way bragging about himself, but then also some of the songs are like some really, really sad songs of just a dude and his feelings. But it's like less of like the really slow down, like dreamy music and like, oh, my heart was broken and all that. It was just like really like slow but also unique beats. And like one of the songs is just him singing about how the day, like how it's his birthday and his birthday makes him feel like the loneliest man. That's it. And it's really unique and I like it a lot. And there's one song that I really like where it's just super braggadocious, but it's really unique how it does it. He just talks about all the stuff he does, but they're so weird. He's like, I've got to cook for the cook. I've got to what is it? I've got to cook for the cook. I've got a pilot for the pilot. I've got an island off the mainland. And then like Gordon Ramsay came over and cooked up a person a festival. He's like, "Oh, you that person?" I'm like, "Yo, get off my testicle." It's great. Birthday feels lonely too. And then the other one This one isn't new, but I didn't show it off last time. It's the big box version of the Childish Gambino album "Awaken My Love." Yeah. Ugh. It's got the 2 discs in here. Ugh. Let me get them out. With this really neat art, honestly. Like, to be completely honest, this art's really cool. It's the front of her face, and then the back of her head. And then there's some other, like, little bonus stuff in here, like a little booklet. The booklet has some cool art, so I guess I'll show that here, but, like... It's just really trippy. And then there's the lyrics and stuff. It's very tribal as well. That beard is terrible, thank you. I will shave. I'm planning on shaving it today, don't worry. Ugh. The discs, I believe, are just black. Yeah, nothing crazy. There you go. And that's it for today, actually. So, there you go. That is, that's Big Brain Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Can you say anything nice or even remotely? Got him. No, but this album is really nice. It's a really solid, like, R&B soul album with some nice rock tones. And he's just a fucking amazing singer, so that's this. That's this. There you go. Big Brain Podcast. Maybe I'll shave like I told myself I would. There you go. There you go, boys. I'm going to be gaming in like an hour. I just got to do a couple things around the house, like walk the dog, do shit like that. Take a piss. Holy shit. There you go. Thank you for stopping by. This will be on YouTube eventually because I'm behind on YouTube, but don't worry about it, chat. There you go. Bann is out of here. 2 p.m. PST every Wednesday. There might be a bonus show this week. I'm not sure. Stay posted. Follow me on Twitter, Discord, usual shit. Peace.